I'm so ready. Kill me.
Oh, what if I did? Don't tempt me.
No. Please don't.
Well, last session was pretty short, very, very short, for a variety of reasons. Half because you all managed to avoid the entire fight. Good for you, I guess. And half because I was stupid in forgetting all of the necessary equipment I need to do these sessions. However, bygones are bygones. I have my equipment now, so that's beside the point. But some things still did happen in this session. Otto, Virtue, Maverick, plus Lilith and Ace. You all decided to avoid the club fight, or the fight club, more than staying in. The clubs demanded that you all hand over Ace because he has information on something called liquid pox, but Ace refused in his normal fashion, and you all decided to jump out of the 6-story building to avoid the conflict. Something that probably wouldn't have happened if Rock Crusher was there to say anything about it, but, you know, what can he do? After, Ace dismissed off anything that he knows about the liquid pox, as he normally does, he switches all of a sudden. Oh, also, forgot to mention, Maverick accuses him of having a variety of STDs, but that's beside the point. He switches and becomes very hostile and warns Virtue that they are going to have to start digging a lot deeper if you want to get any information to save this fucked up city. And then he abruptly leaves afterwards. And after he's gone, Magic apparently cleans Virtue and Maverick. You assume it's from Ace, so good for him. You don't smell like shit. Congratulations. And the only other thing of note in that session is a bruise that magically appeared on Virtue's right ankle. It doesn't hurt, but then again, how the hell did he get it? Either way, the party decides that the best thing to do next is to get Virtue a spiritual protection as the next best course of action to keep from anyone trying to fuck up their brain. Anyone is in the spirits. And that is where we enter back in. Now, we had a few little chit-chats on the way, you know, very talkative bunch on the way to this sector of the city during one-on-ones. However, I also have a few things as well. So, can everyone roll a d6 for me?
Ooh, it's 6.
We love a d6.
Boy.
A 4.
A 4.
I get to 3.
A 3.
If I also get a 4, is that okay?
Did you get a 4?
Yeah.
Oh, well, looky here. The 2 people that had events last time don't get them this time.
Yay.
Maverick.
Oh no.
What do you get from saying he had STD?
I know.
Look.
This is
for the
purposeful.
comedic effect.
You step on a bomb and die. No. As you're walking through the city, you see that Virtue and Otto are having a kind of touchy conversation, a bit of a serious one. So you're sort of trying to ignore it, give them a bit of privacy the best that you can. And as you're walking through the city, you notice someone sort of step in line or more step closer to your group of people. You can't really tell who it is. They don't look threatening at all, but they kind of just walk up next to you. You see something drop out of their pocket, a small little slip of paper falling on the floor before turning a corner and walking away from you. And this little slip of paper falls directly in front of you, almost to the point where you step on it, because you don't realize that it's there. What do you want to do?
Can I get a good look at this person?
Yes, you can. Make an investigation check.
Oh boy. Ooh, an 18.
An 18. This person, it seems to be a woman. She seems to be fairly weak in stature, not very big, beefy, doesn't really look very threatening. She had a long cloak on with her hands in some sort of pocket. But it did seem like she had bleached white skin, and on the back of her neck, you saw a tattoo of a symbol that you recognized to be a club.
On the back of her neck.
Yes. Before she
Okay.
walked away. She didn't say anything to you, didn't even look at you, just got in front, the paper fell out, and then she turned a corner.
Maverick would like to pick up a piece of paper.
You pick up the piece of paper, and you see that it's a piece of paper that's folded in half, and there's something a bit thicker inside of it.
Can I, how, is it like heavy?
No,
Or is it like
it's not
just
heavier. It just seems more like solid than just a piece of paper
solid?
would be. Yeah, it's also, it's
Okay.
just as flat as the paper, but it's just something that isn't the same texture as a paper.
Okay. She will unfold the paper hesitantly because this is very suspicious.
Hesitantly, you slowly unfold the paper, and peeling it back, you see that it's a card. Specifically, an Ace of Clubs card. Written on it are the words, "This isn't over, see you in the Capitol."
Okay.
But
Just writing it down.
that's all I had for this part because you guys rolled lucky. So, is there anything you'd like to do before we continue?
Do Ace, not, fuck, I was thinking, because do Virtue and Otto still look like they're kind of just chit-chatting to themselves?
At this point, it seems their conversation has ended. It was very short and very quick.
Okay. Maverick will, kind of, jog up to both of them, and she has the card, and, be like, just hands over the card to either one of them. Like,
I guess. Virtue just kind of like looks over, sees his paper basically be handed aggressively. Just there. Like, Virtue's just gonna take it, look at it, and it's like, oh. And where did you find this?
a woman dropped it in front of me, which I presume was intentional.
Lovely.
Um, I am more or less following you guys and helping, so I'm not sure what you would like to do next with this bit of information.
Well, this obviously isn't relevant at the very moment, seeing that
Mm-hmm.
in the capital, we're not quite there yet, thankfully. But it's good to know that we might be
I'll be right back.
Okay.
we might be jumped from more than just one group of people.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, right now we're focusing on making sure I don't kill myself.
That is very important. I would not like that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree that we should likely carry on.
Yes. But at least they were so kind to give us a warning beforehand.
Of course, honestly, if I was them, if I were them in that situation, why would I give a warning? You know, like why wouldn't I just
Taunting?
true. But now we can know what to expect. I don't feel particularly intimidated.
Cocky.
Mm. And that would be bad for them, wouldn't it?
Another random thought. Misleading.
True.
Could be that they are cocky and they think they're better, or they actually are better and they're going to kill us, and we won't know until it happens. So let's just
Well, I
carry
hope that we don't die. I
on
don't
for now.
want
Well,
to die.
let's continue onwards. I'm sure we don't have to worry about anything. For now.
All right.
Onward!
Continuing onwards. First of all, pause. Remember when I said those people were going door to door? They did it again, but they actually stopped at my door. So,
Oh my god.
so
I didn't think you were fucking insane.
no, because I wasn't. You guys were talking. I wasn't saying anything. Okay, so we're good. We're good. My image is still maintained
For now, just
for
wait.
now. Just wait till I start fucking screaming, which I totally won't happen. Anyways. You remember passing this section of Vals when you first arrived here. You remember Ray taking you past here to get to the marketplace that you've been using for refuge for a few times. And you remember passing by it when you had to go on that hunt when you last encountered Diamond. The main defining feature of this part of Vals is the torchlight. There are torches hung on every exterior wall facing towards the river. The flames are not amber, though. They are a teal color that you've grown well accustomed to as the color of the spirits. The buildings are made of deep stone, and they look very differently structurally from the rest of the city. The buildings are much shorter and much similar to the buildings that at least two of you saw when you traveled through the Spirit Swamp. There are also banners strung up from the buildings with the Sheerblade symbol on it. Nowhere else in the city have you seen any form of markers signifying where any form of tribes are located, other than in here. This is also the place that you found the graveyard, at the very end of this section, and it's the site of your very first and your most recent encounter with Diamond. But aside from the buildings, the people in this part of the city are also different. They're not necessarily on the main road. Most people just look like they're using the bridge to cross this part of the city and avoid it. Most people seem to be avoiding this part of the city. And the people that have decided to stay here are very suspicious in nature. They're very similar to Lumiere, the Sheerblade representative, if you even remember who he is. I'd love you forever if you do.
I do.
Oh, well, look at that. I could give you a little kiss.
Thank you, thank you.
The people here look like magicians and tricksters, less like drug dealers, trying to catch you off guard into a deal that you can't refuse. Items they sell, tricks they can show, curses they can lift. Other than the sketchy types, there are also a few changelings as well. They look very skinny and malnourished, and they also all look to be sick of some kind, very weak and not able to really move around a lot. But that's for the people. You can tell what each building is by the shape and its different labeled features. If you want, I could tell you what buildings are available, but other than that, what would you like to do?
Okay, I forgot. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
If did Lilith was talking about a spirit guide when she was talking about it in the past, did she say she knew where one was, or was she just saying there should be one? Because I honestly forgot.
It sounded like she knows that one is here.
Okay. So probably knows this one, not exact location. Got it, I think. I suppose Virtue at this point would start looking around.
You want me to tell you what each building is?
Sure.
There's a few notable ones. There are a few 4-story buildings that look residential, and a few small huts claiming to have different things. One that deals in blessings and curses, one that deals in enhancements and depravities, and one for unnatural skills. There's also the graveyard, as mentioned before. There's a marketplace with different spiritual items, none of which seeming too very valuable. And finally, the only other building of note is a decently sized church that looks to be gated off with wood covering the windows and barrels covering the doors.
That seems suspicious. What did you want to do, Ari?
I was really just gonna ask to know about the buildings. That was it.
Okay.
So you have huts that can give you or hurt you in different ways. The graveyard, marketplace, and a church. And anything else that you like to do. People, it's all up to you. Remember, leave no stone unturned.
I kind of want to check out the marketplace really quick.
Why don't we do that first? Because I'm looking at that church.
Yeah, that church is.
Yeah.
I think besides Maverick, I feel like if any of us were to walk in, I feel like we'd burst into fucking flames.
What?
Hey, I am a
Who's
changed
a cleric?
person. I'm a cleric.
How's got someone on
dare
their
you.
side?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it belongs in that church. We don't know what God that church believes.
Whoa!
If it would help you,
I'm a very neutral deity. Thank you.
it on the front of the church, it does say the Church of Spirit Wind. So
Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Who's there? What's that? Like,
if you want a really history check, I could maybe tell you.
ew.
If you wanna-
Oh boy.
Nope, and there goes.
I guess we're not making a check no more.
Found it. What's my history again?
Girl, I
17.
don't know. You're the one with the sheet. Spirit Wind is the name of the Shearblade Bakuzo. You remember Sizu telling it to you.
Oh, that one.
I'm sure we'll be
Okay.
fine if we went to that.
Weren't they nice?
Great question.
The
I'm
Shearblade
processing.
Bakuzo?
Yeah, I have a distinct memory of it not eating me.
Well, it wasn't eating you because if you can remember, I'm gonna draw you all the way back. When you were passing through the spirit swamp, you were literally riding on a river of spirits. Inside that river was the Bakuzo, who was actively eating souls. Wasn't eating you, but was eating the dead.
I only remember because I remember, oddly enough, the battle map of that fight. And I remember the Bakuzo being by Lumiere.
That is
By the
very
water.
true. That is very true. Right before Spine came in and stopped everything.
Yes.
I remember that. Maverick's like,
Badass.
what the fuck are you guys talking about?
For real.
Yeah.
We're just like saying this to each other, like, oh yeah, I remember that. And dude's over here like, the what?
The what of the
Excuse
what?
me?
The what, the who now?
What?
Who is the person? What's a Bakuzo?
But I will say you also remember that Omega, who's the leader of the Shira Blades, was not very nice.
Yeah,
No, Omega's not.
still-
I don't like Omega.
If I
Damn.
remember correctly, I don't think anyone was able to see Omega because they were in magical darkness, but Otto could. So Otto was just looking at Omega like, what the fuck?
You saw them occasionally. You've also seen pictures, and it's like, you know what they look like, but...
Didn't Omega like insult Otto because I forgot what it was, but I think Omega insulted Otto.
Bro was doing a lot of stuff. I couldn't tell you what they were doing.
Slimy
scaring-
motherfucker.
Dude was literally skittling on the ceiling.
That is very true.
My
That is
God.
the thing
I
that he
would
did.
prefer to deal with Jinx than deal with Omega.
Wow. Wow.
Honestly,
How
I
fucking
think,
mean. How rude.
I think Omega would cuss you out for that one, Chief.
He cussed me out regardless.
You're going into their church. So.
Hey, this is me
Anyways.
saying that's not virtue. Okay, keep that separate.
Anyways.
Marketplace.
Yep.
Marketplace.
Man, if only Henry is here, Rock would be shopping. Like, ooh, what's he? Spending all our money.
Okay.
I think I only gave Henry like 100. I still have my gold.
Virtue's broke. That's the only thing that I remember.
No one. So I ended up loaning my money and then never getting it back. So I'm just been sitting here like, oh, great. So just no one's giving me money. All of you guys are just hoarding all of the money, and I'm just here like,
No one asked. You never asked. If Virtue was just like, hey, I lack funds, I would have been like, okay, cool. Here is some. Like, you never outwardly say it.
Hey, Maverick just got here.
So cute.
Anybody that she has wasn't from being on adventures.
I don't
with you
even remember
guys,
how much money I gave you,
okay?
if I'm be real. So you could just fully lie to me and say that you have like 200,000 gold, and I'd just totally believe it. Not now. But
No,
if
I was gonna tell you how much she has. I just looked. She has
Oh.
150.
Oh, okay. Well, Virtue, sounds like you got a sugar mommy. What can I say?
I'm broke.
Anyways, let me
Just ask Maverick, and she'll be okay.
let me describe. So, you guys can feel a bit of sweat going down your cheek as you look at this Church of Spirit Wind. Decide, maybe let's make that a last stop situation, you know, and decide to go to the beautiful marketplace first. This marketplace, it's very interesting because this is a very densely populated city. Everything goes taller, not wider. But there's a little section, mostly consisting of different stretches of alleyways, of people that have different tents set up, making almost sort of like a street market that you can go and look around. It's all a bit wishy-washy when it comes to, you know, the, I don't even, how to verify, like, of like, if it's good, if you get what I'm saying, if the stuff is good, if the people are good, but it's definitely there. And you can even see Lilith very interested in, like, no one can see Lilith other than you all, but she's getting very close to each of these stands as they're looking. But unless you have something specific you're looking for, most of it seems to be knickknacks, different ritual offerings, different small little statues of different deities, stuff like that. Dream
deities do they
catchers.
have?
Deities, there's one specific place that's run by a little old man that seems as if they should have been dead by this point from the back. And then when you see them turn around, you see that it's Old Man Pete running this store. As he's whittling away, carving a wooden statue, a bunch of different stuff. You see they're a pretty decent amount. They're pretty high quality too. There's a bunch of the Bakuzos, that's what they're called. Other than the Witchblade, you can't see it. There's also the Guardians themselves. There's the leaders. And you do see one of Quinn, though it's not very flattering of him.
Oh god.
And
Damn.
as you look, as he notices you, he goes, Fire starters! Welcome, shop. Do you want?
Oh, hi, Jeans.
Sure. We're looking around.
You're supposed to be dead. Please enjoy. Look around. Look around.
Does Otto hear that, or is that just
Yeah, you can
That
hear
was
it.
just
He's
a
mumbling,
mistake,
but mumbling very audibly.
Otto's just gonna like? I don't even. How do you react to that? Otto, it's true. It's honestly true. But how do you react to that?
It's true, but it still hurts. Oh,
Not even just it hurt. Like Otto's heard it so many times that they should be dead by their own mother, by other people. Like it's to the point where it's just like, what the fuck? Like We get it, people. Can we
Can
cut
Maverick
it
just
back?
give him a stink eye? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, yeah, Maverick doesn't know
Do
how
you
to
say that
make
out
pee.
loud?
Well, yeah, but she hears this guy hear that you should be down
But
towards
we're
Otto.
saying-
She's gonna be like,
Yeah, but we're saying you don't know him, therefore you don't know this is very normal for him.
Do you say that out loud, or are you just like giving him the stink eye of what the fuck?
she's
Is
just giving him the stink eye. Like, she doesn't understand why this old man just like, because she doesn't know who he is, and she just heard this random old man
Yeah.
like call Otto like you should be dead. Like, what
This-
else is she supposed to do?
This man, describing him a bit better, he's hunched over. He's very, very deranged looking in the head. His hair is gray and frazzled. He has a beard. His eyes look like they've seen better days. His whole body looks like it's seen better days. And his head kind of like whips around, and his body kind of twitches in a way that definitely isn't normal.
Are the seagulls still bothering you, Pete?
The seagulls. The seagulls. 2.5 months. The seagulls are fine. The seagulls are fine. The seagulls are fine. The seagulls are dead.
Oh.
Oh.
Maverick's
Who-
kind of just like
Who killed the seagulls?
Maverick is kind of just more like, oh, like, okay, now this guy's just crazy. Okay, that's what it is.
When you say who killed the seagulls, you see Pete whip his head over to Virtue and point and say, You killed the seagulls. Would you like something?
I have not killed any birds, no. But a very, very beautiful statues you have. I didn't realize you could carve.
Thank you.
I'm guessing there's none of my deity, correct?
No. No.
No.
Well, wait, never mind. I forgot who your deity was. Yes.
Yay!
I was like, yes, there is. I forgot I had fleshed this out. Yes, there is.
Yeah, I'm gonna judge it. Stare at it. How accurate is it?
According to your inspection, your protocol, it's very simplistic, you know, best you can get from a piece of dead, like a dried bark and a knife. But it's pretty decent for a man that you know not having many motor functions. As you're inspecting it, you see Pete, like, I'm trying to describe the best that I can of how he's a very interesting man. Just, he almost puts his body in between you and the statue and then stares at you with his eyes squinting. And it says, he will kill the seagulls.
How so?
Are you interested in Evergreen?
Yes, I am.
For you, Destroy of World.
Oh.
5 gold.
Virtue's gonna like look at you guys and just be like, my gold was confiscated from me.
Okay, I'll pay for you, and I'll hand over 5 gold.
As he takes the gold, he starts counting it, and as you do, you hear him mumble, "You have a heartbeat. You have a heartbeat."
Yes, I'm aware. I'm also stunned by it as well.
He's losing. He's losing. He's losing. The seagulls are gonna die. The seagulls are gonna die. Thank you for the money.
I want Maverick to go take a look at some of the statues or carvings and see if any intrigue her.
Jeez.
Any?
I'm a...
Please go
God.
ahead.
You said there was one that was poorly done of Quinn. Can I get more details on that one?
Yes. First, Maverick, you coming from the Torchblades, you can choose how closely knit you were with being tied to that tribe. But there is one of both the creature and the leader. They're pretty well done as well. And then, oh, Virtue, he does hand you Evergreen, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
Yippee!
He takes the money, gives you it. Take it, you silly goose. He didn't say that, but Otto, you see that this one of Quinn, it's not poorly done in the sense of, like, it's not carved all the way or anything like that. It's poorly done in the sense of, like, his features are just slightly off. Like, you know him to have very tall posture, pushed back, chin up, with no face. I mean, obviously that's what he looked like. But he's hunched over slightly. You see that he has, like, his mouth is open ever so slightly. His mouth is in his jaw that you know can retract like a snake, is the best way to describe what it looks like. You see that his back is almost, like, pointed, and you see he almost is, like, growing ears out of the top of his head, though you can't really... Everything is him, but it's just slightly deformed in a way.
Very interesting. I have a question. Like, because I'm thinking back to when the reset had started, but Quinn had stopped it. And I remember he was transforming. Is it similar to what we saw Quinn doing?
You didn't really get to see the transformation very well because of how bright it was, but you did see from the silhouette outline of it how he sort of grew these spines out of his back and his body hunched forward like an animal, that it does seem very similar, just in a sort of micro way, yes.
I'm gonna point to it and be like, how much is this one? Pete?
Not for sale. I mean, 10, not for sale.
Not for sale? Can I commission you to make me one?
He'd be angry. Yes, of course.
Alright, how much would that be?
You see him start counting on his fingers, but then he misses a few fingers as if he doesn't know how to count on his fingers. 15 and 2 days.
Okay.
2.5 months. The seagulls are dying.
And then can I get each of the creatures?
All of them.
Yes.
He looks back almost confused. All of them. They're all gonna die. Yes! How much are you offering?
Well, I'm paying 15 for the statue, so how does 50 sound?
He starts shaking his head really fast. No, you can't take them. Not yet. Not yet, you can't. Don't go yet. 2.5 months. The seagulls. 2.5 months. Destroyer of worlds.
I was just gonna stand there for a moment, just not sure what to say.
You see him sort of run up to them and then cradle them all like they're his children. And he almost starts tearing up. Please, not again. Not yet. 2.5 months. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. How much do you want to pay? Not yet. Not yet.
You know what, Pete? Why don't you keep them? And I'll put down the 15 plus an extra 10.
Keep them. Okay. I'll
Okay.
keep them. I'll keep the seagulls. I'll keep the destroyer of worlds. I'll keep them.
Out of character, I'm like mentally processing what the fuck to say to him because I'm like, what do you say in this situation?
I've just been writing.
I'm just processing all this.
Me too. I. Hmm.
Cause like, I know with Pete, there's some, there is some truth, and then there is some. I'm gonna have a theorizer moment. There's some truth, and there's some that's not. There's some that's just him being nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Claire's trying to disguise what he's saying by making him seem batshit.
Mm-hmm.
I get what he's saying.
So he notes I'm thinking seagulls are dead. My question is, what are the seagulls? And then there's 2.5 months. 2.5 months until the reset, I'm assuming. And then
Yes.
saying I killed the seagulls, and I'm confused. And then I'm the destroyer of worlds. I'm confused. I don't recall being that. And then Quinn is losing. The seagulls are going to die. They were dead. Now they're going to die.
Seagulls could be a
Quinn-
metaphor for
That's what-
like, because they come in masses, like they could be a metaphor for people.
Either seagulls or the creatures, because the creatures have also died and have come back thanks to Quinn.
Right.
Yeah, and then Quinn would be angry if Otto had the carving. Then they're all going to die. The creatures, not yet. You can't have them. Towards the creatures, and then I'll keep the seagulls. I'll keep the destroyer of worlds. Of course, then that's kind of. I kind of wonder if destroyer of worlds was meant for me, or if he's referring to Quinn as a destroyer of worlds, and us all being associated with Quinn is kind of bleeding out towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Eat books, they're good for you.
Eat books. Thank you. And then
Okay, just talk to
We
me.
love books.
I would love to eat books. Is there a library?
Oh,
No,
God,
you know
here we
what?
go.
Unfortunately
The
for
church!
you,
The church!
no!
Might have books. The church might have books.
Find the books. Find the books.
Well, now I'm writing that down. Thanks.
Math is a hoax.
Fuck. Okay, my own brain hurting.
They lie to keep you,
know-
happy. You're the one that's still right next to him, okay? I'm just gonna keep talking.
We're all next to him. We're all listening to this.
we're just like, all right. I think we've bothered.
Food keeps them
It's
happy.
enough.
Repeat that again, Pete.
Would you like one?
Is he offering something,
No.
or is he just
He just said
he's just
it.
randomly saying it?
Let's just go. I think we've bothered him quite enough.
Yeah, then that's gonna follow them.
Bye,
Bye.
Pete. Have a
Look
good
for the
day.
gem. Find the king.
King.
I'm the king.
And that's the last I'll talk of him. The last I'll say of him.
Alright, here's the entire thing I have written
You
for
wrote down a
Pete's.
script of what I said.
Yeah. Seagulls are dead, 2.5 months. And then my thing is, I killed them, question mark. I'm destroyer of the world's, question mark. And then Quinn is losing, the seagulls are going to die. Quinn would be angry if Otto had the carving. They're all going to die, the creatures. Not yet, you can't have them, the creatures. I'll keep the seagulls, I'll keep the destroyer of words. Find the books, fear keeps them happy, I caught that. Look for the gem, and find the key.
You
That's
didn't
all I
add
wrote
math is a hoax. What the hell?
Okay, fine, math is a hoax.
Thank you.
Math is a hoax. There you go. Oh god,
Very important. Okay.
Whoa.
There you go.
Okay, I think you
I
said
agree with that.
map. I didn't realize you said math.
Math. M-A-T-H. Math is a hoax.
Oh, math. I thought you got math. What the fuck?
We're not
Oh,
talking
no
about
worries.
math, okay?
Addition,
Whoa.
babe. Subtraction. Multiplication
No,
and
I said
division.
math.
That,
I said math.
that is what I'm
So
talking
I wrote down math.
Thank
M-A-T-H.
you. Thank you. Just you fucking wait. In 2 seasons, it's gonna become used when you're like, oh, I'm so glad that Claire had me write that down. Okay? Shut up.
I'm waiting for like after a session where I'm just gonna get this fucking. All right, here's what I got down for theories.
All right, guys. Here's what I learned from Pete. Guys, we're not done yet, okay? The session was gonna be 3 hours, okay? We're already extending it.
I want it to be longer.
Anyways,
Hey, I got nothing to do.
I don't either.
I don't either.
But, My chest hurts.
I'm
So-
here making cubes while we're doing D&D, okay?
So you went to the marketplace. There are huts of not items, but of like gifts and curses. There's the graveyard, and then there's the church, and then there's people if you want to talk to any of them. Or you can leave. I guess that's an option too. But
I'm guessing looking at all these huts of people who are selling things, none of them are selling like, hey, protection from spirits that want to make you kill yourself, right?
I mean, the closest things is blessings and curses and like enhancements and depravities, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like small blessings, not like a bunch of vengeful spirits are trying to come and kill you. So.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, I don't know why. I like to imagine it's the same person. I'm imagining Otto's looking. It's just like, wait a minute, isn't that
From
the same chick from?
Starblades? Yes.
Yeah, but she's like
Yes.
looks just like, wait a minute, that's the same chick. How did she get here before us? What
Anyone
the
know
hell?
something funny? It's the exact same goddamn table that I used to. So it is the same person. It's not canonical.
She's just. I was just like, wait a minute. We know that woman. Is she? She gave us the blessings and stuff from earlier.
Oh.
She made worms come out
Yeah.
of your armpits.
Nope, wrong thing.
Oh, oops. My bad.
Whoa.
What?
Spiders,
Spiders, right.
which I don't think is any more viable now that the fact that I'm getting organs back. So, That's-
beside the point.
yeah, for real, that's gonna be something. I like to imagine Otto still has like a skeletal system, so there's just cobwebs inside. So if Otto ever got like an autopsy, it'd just be a fucking cobweb.
know why.
and then-
I'm imagining before you could knock on Otto's head and it just sounded hollow.
Literally.
I don't think
like
that's how that
holding
works.
a sheet of metal. Just like nothing.
Wait, we should totally knock on Otto's head.
Oh,
I
that'd
will
be
heck
Do it
at
happen.
you.
Well, you don't know if they have organs. All you know is that there's something in their
heart
beating.
is an organ.
Well, maybe not a brain.
Hmm.
Please don't hit my head.
Like both Maverick and I are just staring at Otto for a second in contemplation. Decide against it.
I like to imagine that they're like they just share the same like mind for a hot minute, and they look at Otto, and Otto doesn't know what the fuck's going on, so looks over and it's just like, why are you two staring at me? Why are you raising your hands? Do we want to try another blessing? I guess. Do you
I
guys
would rather
want
not.
that? You know what? Fair enough.
God, if it was Henry here, he'd be all over. They'd be like, "You
like,
messed
nah,
up the
give me
blessing,
another."
lady."
Henry's broke, if I remember correctly.
Spend
He
all
would
those
steal
money
money
on
from you.
tools. For the dragon fight, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, if you're knocking out that, then there's the people, the graveyard, and ow, that hurt my throat. The church. That wasn't a hint. I actually needed to clear my throat.
so are we
Wanna
gonna
go to
talk
the
to people?
church?
Well, maybe let's leave the church for last. Let's see what other things we can do. For all we know, we could be there for hours.
The
So
graveyard's
let's.
the same graveyard as the other one, correct?
If you want to go look at it, I could tell you more.
Sure.
Let's go.
Virtue decides, you know what? I'm going to lead the charge on this one, and starts walking over towards the edge of the of this sector. And when you get to the graveyard, you remember, everything from there. Like, the memorial is still there, standing tall, talking about all of the thousands of people that just went missing. I don't know why. But there are two things specifically that is different from the last time you were here, which was about 2 days ago at this point. Last time, you saw that there were all of these lumps around the memorial. And Virtue saw at the very end that they are actually graves. They're shallow graves with the diamond symbol on top of them etched in blood. Well, luckily or unluckily, there's about 10 more of those graves surrounding this memorial. And next to one of the freshest looking graves, you notice a twinkle of light next to the symbol that doesn't seem to be normal. It's up to you if you want to look further into it, though.
A twinkle. All right.
A twinkle from like an object, not like a random thing of light, I should say.
Okay. Sure, I could check that out. Also, who the hell? This feels like framing. Anyway.
I'm sure it's fine.
Girl,
You're fine.
you read the message on the back of the memorial, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways, Virtue takes the plunge.
Not
and
doing more.
Steps into the. I'm not doing more. I'm sorry, that was really funny.
It's just done. Just done
Guys,
with this.
I'm done. I stopped. Okay. Anyways, Sorry, I gotta lock in. Virtue takes the plunge and steps into the graveyard. And as soon as you do, you sort of feel this sort of dread looming onto you. It feels a little bit better when you feel Lilith sort of like pat on your shoulder, saying, it's okay, gives you a little 2 thumbs up, you're gonna be fine. And you walk up to what the source of this like weird flash of light was. And you see that right next to one of the shallow graves, you recognize this to be a small little bracelet.
May I? Is it? It's not connected to a hand, right?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It's lying.
I'll
Good
pick
clarifying question. When you pick it up, describing this little bracelet, you see that it has a thin rope band and a bunch of small little circular pebbles strung in it. And there seems to be a little small red gemstone that was the source of the light that you saw. It reads out something because there are letters etched into each of the tiny little stones. The first stone is this gemstone, which is in the shape of a little heart. How cute. And each of the different little stones, if you read them all out together, it reads out as a name. Irina. E-R-I-N-A. Irina. Or Irina, whichever one you want to say.
Not that typing.
Hold on. I know I've written this name before. I just want to remind myself. Where is it? Where are you?
Wasn't Henry supposed to go after somebody? I just don't remember her name.
Oh, funny you say that. But I'm not going to say why. Yes, you are correct. He is having to go after someone. That's totally not going to be relevant in the future.
Next, we meet this person,
Hey,
and
guys.
Henry's just like, ugh, I have to kill you.
Hey guys,
Sorry.
I'm that person that you're supposed to kill.
The worst part is Henry never told us this information, so we
That
would basically
is
be running off the fact that if this person was really nice to us, and they're like, oh my god, you guys are the fire starters, oh my god, I look up to you guys, and then Henry just comes in with a battle axe, just like, damn, this is awkward.
You know what? Does anyone have a shovel?
Give me a moment.
Why do I have a shovel?
Here you go.
Bitch, where are you pulling that out from? Please, I just want to know.
Ass.
We've had so much shit with us. Henry, I wouldn't be shocked if one of us had a shovel. I'm pretty sure I
sorry.
did have a shovel. I literally used to be a druid. I had a whole garden.
Unless you have a shovel in your goddamn inventory, you will be clawing at the ground. Thank you very much.
I have polymorph, so that works for me. Where are you wanting to dig? Wait, are we... What time is it? What time of day is this? I just... Because it's one thing if, a random animal was digging someone's grave. It's another thing if people see us in a graveyard and just start fucking going at it.
It's early morning.
How long have we been up for?
You've been awake since before you went to see the performance.
I've had this... I have a card that said this name to find their heart in the cards, and it was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know Narina, but I sort of... She might be in this grave if her bracelet's on it.
I guess I can. I'm gonna look around. Is there anyone like close by that would like be seeing us if we were to start digging this, or anyone looking?
Make a perception check.
Yay!
Can I
Hello.
help look?
One of you roll with advantage.
Hold up. Wait, what's your perception at?
A 9.
A 10.
Why the hell did
That
you
makes
say
me-
Midas?
Guidance.
I said guidance.
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 Oh,
I even caught
I got,
that.
Damn it.
I got worried for a second.
Midas?
Uh,
What is he doing here?
Guidance.
That would be a 29.
A
And then-
29?
Yes, because I have a plus 10.
Alright, brother.
I mean, if you want the
Wanna
guidance,
make it a
you gotta-
30?
I don't.
Seven plus four.
what is it?
74.
Okay, let's do this. What do we get? A 2. So a 31.
Gotcha. Other than you three, the little fire spirit following you, and a little suspicion because you're in a graveyard, there does not seem to be any living people around.
What do you mean? Like I'm like my suspicion, or I
Just
see
sort
someone.
of like you're in a graveyard and you know spirits exist, but you can't see them. So it's like there may be spirits around, but there's definitely no living people around.
Lilith, do you see spirits? I forgot. And if so, are we being judged? I know it doesn't matter because they're dead, but
Of
like
course I see spirits. I am a spirit.
I get that, but are we being judged for this? Because I feel this feels very wrong, and I feel we're being judged by the dead.
You've already raised the dead once.
You know what? You right. You right.
Out of everything that you've done over the past time that I've known you, this is actually more of the less weird things I've seen.
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
Am I wrong?
No, that's why. That's why I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to figure out what has good digging speed.
A dog.
Yeah. We'll do,
I just lost
I'm
my
old.
dog.
I say either a. I feel like a direwolf would dig faster.
Yeah, that's a big ass wolf. Okay.
Well, I mean, it digs. I'm assuming it's gonna dig faster. But anyways, direwolf and start fucking going at the dirt. Let's hope
But
no one
it's a
starts
shallow-
screaming.
It's a shallow grave. Please don't tear up the body. I'm not trying
Well,
to distract it.
I'm not like I'm going like light speed where I'm not paying attention. Like, but like a decent speed so that we're not here forever. Because I don't want someone screaming, being like, "There's a wolf in the grave."
Gravedigger! No.
Not even gravedigger. It'd be like, why is there a dire wolf digging in the grave, and why are these people just staring?
You
We're
Anyways.
in cahoots with the wolf.
You slowly uncover this body. Can you make a survival check to see how well you uncover this body without harming it?
Do I use mine or
More
the
guidance.
Your
dire wolf?
stats.
Thank God, I was about to cry.
You still got that brain in you somewhere, even though it's not an actual brain, you know?
You said survival?
Yes, ma'am.
12 plus 10 is 22.
Okay. You pretty welly preserve this body as you scrape out the dirt. And the first thing that you notice is that the person in this grave is a man.
Oh, thank God.
And you see that he's laid down very, very prettily, as if someone had laid him down in that grave all daintily. And right where his heart is, it's actually pretty gruesome now that I think about it. His arms are crossed over his chest like a dead body normally is. Then right where his heart is, you see that his skin is almost taken out in a little circle. And there is a small little poker chip, one that you looks almost identical to the one that you had when you were chasing on this chase at the very beginning, the diamond poker chip, just implemented in right in where his heart would be, right in his heart, almost stitched on it. But
God.
I'm gonna look over at Virtue.
Oh no, I'm curious.
Still as a direwolf, because I'm not sticking my paw or my face in that.
can't help but sniff it a little.
Like,
Those instincts kicking in.
Yeah, those instincts just you just sniff and then just like looks at Virtue, like those dogs that think they did good.
Virtue's just gonna cringe and like look at Maverick. She's like, "You're not going to judge me if I do this, right?"
We've already dug up a grave. I don't think there's any judging she could do.
Oh well, we're putting your hand in someone's chest is sort of another step.
I've seen enough to not judge.
You're
So
gonna
I
try and
wouldn't.
take that out?
I'm knowing these people, they can be important. Why would he bury a chip? Oh, we'll do it.
We can also always put it back.
Yeah, true. I could always put it back. Maybe it's theirs. Maybe it's a passing on gift, but I'm just going to examine it first.
Passing on. Examine it or put your hands on it.
You already said it looked like it, and normally you have to flip it around to see what's on the other side. So, unfortunately, I will have to grab it carefully. I will try not to hurt it.
Make a medicine check.
Ooh. Best roll of the day? Here you go. Where's my medicine? A 23.
It's about as gross as you can think. You have to close your eyes, close them tight as you're kind of trying not to gag, but you open your eyes ever so slightly so you know where your hand's going, and shakily you grab onto the edge of this poker chip, trying not to actually touch his heart, which, you know, is right there. I mean, he's already dead, so I guess that's the good thing. But you start pulling at it, and you see that it's in there pretty tight, and so you have to use a decent amount of force to almost pop it out with a popping sound from almost suction breaking, as if you can tell this, plus with your medicine check, from the way that it's in his heart and the way that the heart deflates after you pull it out, that the poker chip was put there while he was still breathing. Enough for the heart to inflate with blood and then kind of get stuck there with this poker chip in it. And so as you pull it out, the heart deflates for the last time. But you grab it, you have it now. You look at it and you see it is the same poker chip as before, with a little diamond shape on the front. And then on the back, you turn it around and you see that it reads, I'm trying to, it reads, "To Tavli, for everything, thank you."
Oh.
You know, this is a very, very random question. Virtue is still in disguise self, correct? I feel like I need to ask. Okay.
Virtue is just staring at it and it's just like, okay, let's nicely put all the dirt back and...
You keeping the chip?
Yep, it's mine. It has my name on it.
So you are robbing a grave. Gotcha.
Now we
You know
can
what?
have
Now you can be
You know what?
brave.
Maybe you could like give him a coin as a replacement, but
Yeah, stick another thing in his heart.
Maverick will
Like
take
on his
out a gold coin from
Gold.
Or gold.
Okay, rich.
gold, but she doesn't. I don't have whatever. I just place it on his chest.
not in it, you know, on it.
Not in his
On it.
heart. Gotcha.
On it.
I was just casually waiting before they just kick the dirt back in the grave.
I'm guessing this poker chip's like really gross.
Oh yeah, smells nasty too.
You know, once this grave is fully covered, I was gonna turn back and just kind of like look at the grave, and then look at Virtue, like, so, what's on it?
You know what? First, you're just gonna just show Otto it.
Ah, great. What a time to be alive.
Isn't the river right around here? So just did quickly just wash this off.
Yes, it is. The river isn't much better, but it is less disgusting than heart juices. Is the best way to describe
Yeah.
it on a poker chip. So
Yeah. You know, I
Wait,
think Chris is just gonna jog over there.
Okay, theoretically, out of curiosity, would I be able to use purified food and drink to
That's not food.
purify this?
does
Well,
not look
yeah,
like you
but
can eat it.
I don't think you can purify a whole river unless you were to like pick it up in a container.
It depends. Well, how
It's a-
big? Fine, let me look. Let me look it up.
So it says all non-magical food and drink within a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
But not poison or not free of trash. So if you want to go up to the water and clean a little 5-foot radius, a little cube, little circle of the water, you can. It'll just have garbage in it, but it would be safe to drink. You just couldn't do the whole river unless you really
Right.
put in a shit ton of time.
Yeah, and since it's a flowing river, it'd probably just be like that little spot for a very short amount of time.
Yeah, you'd have
Yeah.
to start at the fountain.
I'm not gonna do it. I was just more curious, like, just to like make sure that the thing didn't have like the poker chip didn't have any like fucking disease on it just by from us touching it.
I mean, oh, so you want to wash your hands? Is what you're saying?
So I love that little thing. Find your heart in the cards arena. Then I have to find a poker chip in someone's literal heart. That's real cute, Claire. That's really cute.
The fuck did I do? I'm not in this story.
You wrote it.
Hey, they could be totally unrelated.
Totally.
hmm
Hey, it's a
Anyway.
man though, so
It means
I'm not that
arena-
progressive.
like I said, it's either it is me or it is someone else I need to find. That I will find.
Who knows?
There's a whole lot of people that need to be found.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, quick little rinsey. Rather have a trashy chip than a heart juice chip.
As you're washing, just quickly, you see Lilith sort of like looking over, almost touching the water, but deciding not to because she's in literal flame, and says, I wonder why it's so thankful towards you. That and the message behind the mural.
No?
Oh god, I don't think I wrote down what was behind the mural.
Tisk,
Damn it!
tisk, tisk.
I don't think I did.
Well, lucky for you, you're in fact still there. So,
Yes, I am. You know what? I should probably relook at that.
it's not important at all. It's-
Oh, wait, no. Oh my god, I'm writing in the wrong spot? Where am I writing? There's a whole other part of notes that have just been hiding from me.
New lore unlocked, I guess. Do you want me to tell you what it said? I'm gonna remind you.
Sure.
Here,
please.
I'll just fucking send it to you. How about that? I can send it to you. It says, whether real or just a myth, I look to you to lead. Take these as payment for all you have done for me. I will succeed where you failed and make him proud. Sincerely, Diamond. Or signed Diamond.
Interesting.
Okay, now, yep, all the emotions after reading that has just resurfaced.
Oh, great.
Oh.
You okay over there?
Like, I believe someone else is now my lovely mentor's pupil.
Ooh.
I guess that is the only way for a bunch
Well-
of graves to start showing up.
Seems that they're trying to pick up where I left off and idolize what I did in a way. And to make him proud, like he's someone you can even make proud.
That's gotta suck. Jeez.
What's funny is that all the credit is technically going towards me. And the rumors that I am back are not in the way they think.
Looks like they're trying to frame you.
I don't think it's more of a framing. Why the thank yous? Why the idolizing? It's more of they're just trying to be me. And I'm going to get the backlash because I was the face.
Are you gonna try and stop them?
If it comes to that, I may. I'm here, but there's so much wrong with this rotten city. Just stopping the murders, there will just be another one, and another, and another. If I was going to really try and fix this place, it would be hitting at the root of its problem. And that would be the capital. That would be Bonifet.
Well, I mean, they have to be tied, you know? The aces, whatever they were, and this. We haven't heard a diamond from them before, but it's here. Not in the form of a card, but it's still the symbol.
I believe that Ace said that there hasn't been a diamond for a long time. Which means that this either isn't the
Cool though.
real diamond and just someone taking that name, or what.
I mean, not to pry, but of everything that he said to you, that's the thing you're gonna believe? I don't know him personally, but he seems to not tell the truth a lot.
That is true, but all I really have at this moment is his word, and I'll see what I can dig up myself.
Right.
We got what we came here for, I suppose, looking at this chip. And the bracelet. I have a new bracelet. Yay!
Yay! Put it on, cherish it, it's so cute.
I don't know if I want to put that on.
It's very important.
I know it probably
Put
is.
it
I
on.
That love.
don't like how you're saying that.
Put it on.
And what if I do put it on?
It'll look good. Red is your color, obviously.
In more ways than one, anyway.
Damn.
Whoa!
Should we ball, guys? I think we should move on. Whoa.
Anyway, do you guys have anything else you'd like to do, or should we finally avoid the one thing we've been staring at?
I don't really think so, and
avoid
I
it.
don't. And I don't think, unless we want to try and talk to the people here, I don't think there's much else we can do.
What? Actually, I had another thought. Before we look at that church, I'm just gonna prolong the session more. I want to
Girl, it's
talk
not,
to one
miss.
of
I'm
those
not struggling.
changelings.
One of the changelings. You're lucky that Henry isn't here. He'd be trying to kill you right now.
Oh my god, Henry
What?
would be grabbing Virtue by the scruff and be dragging him to the church to get this along.
But yes, you can talk to one of the changelings.
One of the sick changelings.
One of the sick changelings. This is back, honestly, killing two birds with one stone, because it seems as though they're outside in the alleyways of the church. They're sort of looking at it as if they want to get in, but it's all boarded up so they can't. I'd like to say there's about 6 of them, though none of them really seem of any order to fight you or be of any threat. They also don't why am I giving so much information? Please give me a perception check. Oh my god.
24.
Well, I guess I'm gonna tell you stuff, aren't I? These changelings, because you've seen symbols on changelings a few times. Specifically, you've only really seen like a club symbol on the clubs that you were supposed to fight. Haven't seen one on Ace. You saw a heart on Nux. But this group of changelings, you see that they all also have a sort of symbol on them somewhere. The symbol, it's very small, but it's not of a heart, it's not of a club, it's of a spade.
I think it's written on the spades. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Virtue, I guess, will approach some of them. How close do I get before they start probably looking alarmed that I'm approaching?
Well, that's a trick question because they do not get alarmed. Their faces, it's similar to what Ray's is, of like emotionless, kind of dead, but theirs is more of dead from fatigue and illness. Their eyes are kind of glazed over, and they don't ever seem to really get alarmed that you're there, but they do notice that you're there, turning their heads, but not really moving their bodies a lot.
Hello, are you all right? Do you need medicine of sorts?
They nod, or they shake their head no to your first question, but one of them very weakly says, and it's quieter, but I'm just doing it loud so that my mic can pick it up. One of them says, "You can't. There's no cure."
Really? What is it? I have some experience in medicine.
We don't know. But we were kicked out for it. Our choices were the streets or the capital. And I'd rather suffer than go there.
Yeah.
Someone had to figure something out. You know.
Well, perhaps would you like us to bring you some food or something?
I'm not hungry. Not anymore.
Can I?
I wonder if this is liquid pox. What? Okay. What does seem to it should be. Could I
You want to make a medicine
roll
check?
like a medicine or something from what I...
Yes, please make a medicine check.
What choice do I want?
Gonna
My middle
ask.
one.
could use my last divine sense because I haven't had progress. To see if these changelings are undead.
Do you want to use your last divine sense?
This is my last divine sense. I would like to use it on seeing if these
Okay.
changelings are undead.
It was a 22.
Okay. It doesn't seem like they're undead. It doesn't seem that they are quite alive. Like, they have something inside of them that still functions like a normal motor functions. But it seems that there's like something else other than changeling there, is the best way I can describe it. And Virtue, you can tell, looking closely, specifically at this changeling that's in front of you, the others seem to be sitting and praying at this statue of Omega that's outside of the church. This changeling that's looking at you, this is a woman. Her features are very long. Her hair is very long. All of their hairs, even the men, are very long. Their faces look to almost be like falling. Almost as if like, I don't know if you've seen it, when people have strokes, their face sort of droops. It kind of looks like that. And you see in the, not like specifically on them, a little bit on them, like on the edges, tips of fingers, tips of toes, elbows, kneecaps, nose, ears, but as well specifically the floor in between all of these changelings. You see almost this like gelatinous liquid forming puddles on the ground. And on like the fingertips, the bridge of the nose, the ears, the feet, it almost looks like their body is melting slightly, or more dripping is the best way that I could describe it.
Could I instead look at this in like a more magical light? Could I like roll an arcana instead?
Yes, you may.
Ooh. I like these numbers. Where's my arcana? Right there. This is a soft 20 this time.
Okay. It doesn't seem like they have anything. It doesn't seem magical. Just like how you can't sense a changeling shifting because it's not magical. This doesn't seem magical, but it doesn't seem natural.
I'm making sure I don't have anything. Have we? See, this reminds me a little bit of... Okay, the goo. Have we seen this anywhere before? Is this familiar at all?
Are you thinking of like comparing it to the goo from season 1?
Not that, because we've been in a lot of places and goo has been mentioned a plethora of
A
times.
few times. Make a history check. You're just giving a bunch of checks.
Yep. Ooh. That's a 17.
From what you remember, you do think back to the very beginning because that was the first time you ever encountered a sort of goo. This is white, not purple, and it doesn't seem the same. It doesn't seem sentient like it was back then. Definitely different. But recently, the only thing that you can think of is specifically back to the performance that you saw and Ace's performance of it. Right after intermission, he did a sort of like routine. And while it didn't look this sickly, this ill, you did notice that his way of shifting his body around, other than other people, which is like a slow grade from one person to the other, you know, not changing the clothes, just the body, just the skin, just the features. His seemed a lot more fluid in motion. His body almost seemed to like change shape into something not human before shifting into a different person. But that seemed very controlled. This doesn't seem very controlled. Or healthy, I guess I could also say.
Really quickly, Claire, because I'm assuming I was virtually seeing this. I'm thinking back to the white goo that was seen on the building.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look similar to that? And I know they might not have been sentient in the same way, how you explained Ace, but could I compare those three to a similar fashion?
Yes, you can.
Hey, Virtue? Like, this is
Yes.
telepathically. This is not being said verbally out loud.
Okay.
This is so I already told you about the white goo people on what was it, the Capitol building, Claire? Correct?
Yes, they were circling the Capitol building, guarding it.
Yeah, those like white goo people with the red robes and everything. I told you about those, correct?
Indeed.
This and what Ace did at the show is reminding me of what these changings are going through.
That must be why
So-
they want Ace, because this is probably liquid pox. They're turning into liquid?
Well, if it is liquid pox, and whether or not Ace has it or not, why is Ace seemingly okay, but these guys aren't? And there are quite literally liquid monsters on top of the Capitol building at night.
I wonder if a certain dimension is making an appearance again.
Gee, I wonder. But something that I guess I could also note is that those, the goos in the Capitol, not only did they not really seem, not unaware, but they didn't seem sentient. There seems to be more to them. Like, they were just following orders.
Robotic.
Because when they were on the building, they were just walking around it, or sliding. I don't know how they were moving. And when something got within 100 feet of either them or the building, they would latch onto it and absorb it. Like, it was no longer its own creature. It became with it. It became the white goo. So I think we should be careful of when it comes to the stuff dripping.
And I would not touch it.
I don't know. Because I'm thinking if this is only for changelings, or if this is just... I feel like if it wasn't... I feel like this might be just changelings, because I feel like this would be more widespread if it wasn't.
Well, people don't like changelings, so if the changelings are
Yeah.
isolating themselves and people are staying away from them because they seem ill, it would not. If it's not that contagious and you need to actually touch the goo, that would make sense as to why it hasn't been spreading very much, but
Yeah, but... Don't get me wrong, I don't know the whole thing with Ace and who he sleeps with, but if Ace is sleeping with people...
What the fuck? That's so mean. Sorry.
I'm not trying
You
to...
caught me off guard and I couldn't help but laugh.
I wasn't trying to be mean about it. I'm really not. Like, this is generally just genuine concern.
No, you're cooking. You're cooking, man.
You had a point.
I'm letting you land. I just wasn't ready.
Like, Ace is, like, I don't know how many people have committed suicide when they've had sex with Ace, but if Ace also has it, but is more put together about it, what's not stopping him from affecting someone? And I'm not saying that, like, this isn't something that.
I'm not quite sure, but you know what? How about enough about Ace having sex? And why don't we go into
Just
the
trying to
show?
prove a point. It was like a small tear. I was just trying to prove a point.
I was like,
This
no, I
isn't
wanted
about-
to talk about it more for you. God.
I swear I'm not talking about this just for the. I can't say it straight. I can't say it with a straight face. Anyways, but what do you want to do about this? I mean, what can we do about it, honestly?
I don't believe we can do anything about it without either risking one of us getting infected, seeing we don't know if this is changeling exclusive, or if it's even injected, if it's something given, if it is the, fuck, what was that group called? I was looking for it in my notes, and there's too many notes.
Girl, there's 4 possibilities it could be.
Are you talking about the spade?
No. I'm talking about that realm.
Well, Virtue is trying to figure out what realm they're
Where
talking
is that
about.
realm?
Yes!
Name! Thank you.
Otto's gonna look. Otto's gonna look over to Maverick and telepathically be like, "Hey, you know, as a heads up, let's be a little careful with the changelings that are dripping actively.
You know what?
I'm assuming don't touch them. I
Great
wasn't going
talk,
to,
guys.
but they don't.
Let's take 5 because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm pulling a Henry. I'll be
Oh,
back.
I've been like
God.
in and out that shit. I just knew Otto wasn't talking, so I was like, all right, I can make an escape. No one's talking to me. Run.
Yeah.
But yeah, Claire, when you started laughing, I was like, please don't laugh at me.
I
I'm not-
wasn't, okay? I wasn't. I was just caught off guard. When you all went, well, with all the people that Ace has slept with, I was like, damn.
Because it was just to point out the fact that, like, there's been
No,
no
man.
cases of people breaking out, and I feel like if there was to be a case, and I'm not saying that Ace has like this fucking STD or some shit, but if Ace is a carrier,
Look,
then
Maverick
it'd
could have
be-
had a point. Maverick could have had a point. I'm just
you
saying.
shut up.
Okay, brother. Do not let him cook. Do not let him land on that one.
Yeah, no, for real. Okay, it's one thing, because it's one thing, but the STD thing was too far, especially when you said that
Man.
to his face. That was...
What, do you have an
That
STD
was
or
too
something?
far.
Ooh, yikes.
At least Otto
Christ.
was, like, actually, like, respectful and, like, wasn't saying this out loud. Do you know how rude that is?
Well, not only that, to a stranger that
No,
you
yeah,
met, your very first interaction with him was him low-key overdosing on unmarked pills that he continued
so.
to try and take after he woke up.
Also in public. I want to point that out. In public where people can see and
In-
hear who they're talking to.
In public. Ruining this man's image. Just because you saw him as a dragon
What?
doesn't mean...
Oh.
Actually,
Okay.
Claire, I have now a really... I now have a question. Did we ever see Ace have that liquid effect at all? Like, before the performance? Like, whenever we would meet with Ace or see Ace or talk with Ace, did we ever see that happen, like, before we came to this town?
Make a history check,
Yay!
little buddy.
A natural 20. Wait, what's
Damn.
my Hold up, I need to go look at what my investigation is, too. Hold up.
Y'all just starting these rolls. What the hell?
Natural it's literally just natural 20. I have a +0 in it. I forgot I don't have
Gotcha.
wisdom.
That's actually really funny. Well, when you were just talking with Ace and he was like in his own skin, nothing seemed to be like happening. But the few times, which you, like, never really got to see it that much, half because you weren't around him that much recently. But when you did see him shift, it looked like it was not natural, but, like, his shifting doesn't look like everyone else's, as in, like, the skin kind of shifts. It kind of looks like, instead of just his body shifting, it seems like his, like, shape of his body shifts too. But that's, like, the best I can describe it. Where everyone else, they're kind of just like a person, and then their skin kind of bubbles and is a different person. He starts as a person, and then his entire body changes shape to a different person, if that makes sense.
I
Yeah, I get that.
I just remembered something.
But
I just remembered something.
But I'm also asking, like, before we, like, has it been always that way since, like, we've known Ace? Not just, like, in the town where we've met him, like, anywhere that I've seen him change? Because I remember a one-on-one where he was having a fucking meltdown, and he was turning into people.
No need to call him a bluff. Anyways, I will say, before you left Erie Bay Port for the underground, he looked and acted normal when shifting. After you came out of the underground and you're seeing him more again, it seems to you slowly started to see those effects. So
Okay.
it's like, you could tell, it seems like it's been there for a while. But after you went out of the underground, specifically end of season 2, it seems to have taken on a different fashion.
So this is something that happened, but it isn't as pronounced. And now it's like,
Yes.
you can actively see this shit happening.
Precisely. And sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You can't tell if he's forcing it to look like this or not. Because it was a performance.
I get that. Yeah, I get that part. Okay. Cogs are turning. Theories are coming together.
I can hear it.
I remembered something.
Do share. We're all sharing at this point.
So, oh my god, I'm forgetting names now. I need to look. Hold on, give me a second.
Oh my god, my NPC list is being useful. Or your notes, one of the two.
Don't mind me. Nux. Okay. Nux was talking about how they've, I think, seen or like heard of changelings that could like change their entire appearance, including their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
What if that's sort of what this thing is?
I'm gonna be completely honest. When the goo thing started happening, I was making jokes to myself that the changelings are being experimented on, and that oh yeah, no. I remember. I think a very long time ago, I spoke to Claire about this for shits and giggles, and I'm starting to fear that it's not a joke anymore. Fearing, anyways.
Who knows, man?
But what was I gonna say? Top of my head. I think there was something else Nux said about how changeling could also use the abilities of different races, like in Aarakocra, if a changeling turned to Aarakocra, they technically couldn't fly, but it was heard, I don't know if it was several or just one, that could do that. And the only reason I'm remembering this is because Ace did that when we were at the Cloud Blades.
Yeah, they refer to Ace as someone different and not Ace. himself. Like they kind of like, oh yeah, we idolize this one changeling. We want to be able to do what they do and become powerful and be able to turn into them and turn into these creatures and be able to use their abilities like that person does. And I don't believe they actually know it is Ace, or they're talking
Yeah.
about Ace in a subtle way, not knowing that we know.
Right.
I think I remember. I don't remember if Otto said something. Because I know I was eternally thinking, that sounds like Ace. They're describing Ace, but I can't remember if Otto told Nux and was like, Ace did that, but I don't remember. I'm trying to think. I did? If I did, I think Nux was shocked, but I don't remember. DM.
Hold on.
Now she has to look. She's like, wait a minute. I love we're just theorizing in the middle of session. We got this, guys.
Like, all I did was I just, like, remembered that, like, little thing that Nux said, and I was like, hold on a minute.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if this was all just, experiments for better changelings, and Ace was just a prototype that actually showed improvements. So instead of they're labeling it as a sickness, but it's really just the failed test subjects that they don't want to admit they failed on. But then at least, because I feel like if it was the case, then people wouldn't. Well, then again, they are changelings, so I guess the place wouldn't really care too much about it. But I think the idea is still there.
I kind of like just hearing you
Right.
theorize. I don't know what happened, but I'm not gonna. I don't need.
What
to
are
tell
your
you.
findings, Claire?
Well, I'm not gonna say everything because that's like ruins the fun for me, you know.
Mhm.
However, Nux, when Nux was speaking, because it was at the summer solstice celebration, beginning of summer, yippee! They had
I forgot we're
mentioned
in summer.
that they said that they're learning, they're trying their best to learn how to shift their full body. They can get to the point where they can change the color of the clothes, not the clothes itself, because they want to be like a changeling that they know that can shift. That's
So
what
they
Nux said.
Okay, that makes more sense. So they could have been hinting to Ace, just not outwardly saying.
Yeah.
And they did say one changeling. They didn't say a group of changelings.
Yeah. I feel like it can really only be Ace because Nux, I think if I remember correctly, Nux looks very closely at Ace, so I wouldn't be shocked if Nux is trying to learn more from
Rogue
Ace, if
does have a
anything.
crush on him, so I mean,
Yeah, that's obvious.
who wouldn't?
Anyways,
I do. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
have you seen that man's sketchbook? I'm just saying. Anyways, but I'm pretty sure it's Ace. I'm like near positive. Unless there's some like
Yeah.
other changeling that Nux is like fantasizing about at this point. Victoria's very quiet. I want to know her thoughts.
I do think that Nux was talking about Ace, however, we don't have any confirmation if it would be that Nux was talking about Ace knowingly or not.
Yeah.
However, I do think that this liquid pox is either some kind of either is an experiment gone wrong, or no, I'm just gonna say that. I think it's experiment gone wrong. I think Kane's in on this because that Capitol building already asked about it before, and that it resembled architecture of Kane, and they have new technology and all of that.
Thinking about it, I wouldn't be shocked if Rosetta was in that building. I'm gonna be honest.
So yeah, that's my theory. But
Yeah, because I'm thinking
onward.
of this. I'm thinking of the whole liquid pox, but I'm also thinking back to if it does involve Kane. We already know there's one experiment revolving around goo. They already changed
Yep.
the moon elf to goo.
Strange how it always starts with a moon elf.
Okay. But yeah, no, I definitely that's currently my theory, just from looking at the mannerism of this and how that there was something else in these changelings. It wasn't all changeling. It gives me parasite vibes, and the only parasites we really know of are from Kane.
Mhm.
Or at least one of the other realms. I don't think it's from this realm. I think it is something from Kane. And I'm gonna stick with that until I'm proven otherwise. But I
Yeah.
think we should go to a church.
Yeah, now it's time
And
to.
don't worry, you will not combust. Maybe, get whatever's left of your soul stolen, but, not.
Next, you
combust.
know, I'll hear from Claire. He's like, "Hey, Otto, can you make a wisdom saving throw or a religion check?" I'll be like, "No,
When have I
please."
ever done that before? I've never done that in my life.
Really cool. Oh,
I was gonna ask, is the door barred or is it just a barrel?
It does seem like the windows are being covered, the doors are being covered by barrels, and there also seem to be plated on with wood planks, but from the outside, not the inside.
Interesting.
really quickly, Claire. I don't remember exactly how you described the changelings earlier, but is there like any like active drops coming from these changelings, or do they just look a bit droopy and like dazed?
The more sickly ones, the ones that physically cannot stand or sit up, it does look like their body is dropping. There's little droplets coming off from them. None of them are fully liquid. Like, they don't have an arm that is a
No,
puddle
I
on the
get
ground.
that. I meant more of like there's like small drops on the floor, not like one of them has like become a whole puddle on the floor.
No.
Okay. I'm just thinking because I was looking through spells to see if I could use something, but then I realized I'm not a paladin.
Well, look at that.
Well, what would
What?
I'm just giving Jordan, just being a jackass.
Is so I know these are normally churches would have like a crypt or like a cellar. I'm assuming because I know you said there's alleys around this church. There wasn't anything like a cellar. If I did like a lap around it, if I could.
You can go all the way around
back
it
door.
on all four sides. And it looked like at one point there was a cellar, but it has since then been completely shut off and almost cemented over from what the looks of it. This building is very, very old. I'll just say that.
Is there any one of the sides where we could like go through a window or something and not have several people looking at us? Because the front entrance seems a little
Two on the nose.
loud, a little proud.
There is, it does look that on each side of the building, at least on the left and right side, the left and right outer walls, there is two on both sides. There's a massive mural of something. You can't see it that well because there looks to be a tarp on the inside covering it, but you can tell that it's some sort of stained glass that's creating an image. Both are being covered by this, like, sheet of sorts. However, the one on... Hold on, I need to say the correct side because this is important for me so that I'm not retconning this in the future. On the left side of the building, there is a pretty substantial hole in one of these window panes. It doesn't look like it naturally fell off. It looked as though someone just threw a punt or threw something in it, but there is a hole.
Like a me-fit hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're feeling skinny, yeah.
You know what? Is that like a... I don't know, like how you said yeah.
I mean, you could fit in, but there's just shattered glass around it, so you'd have to be really careful. And I mean, it just a matter. Do you want to preserve the murals? Because if you don't, there's your entrance. But if you want to keep these stained glass pictures intact, then be very careful. That's all I'd say.
You know what? See, I don't know how we're... Unless if someone here brought a crowbar.
Wait a minute, hold up. No, actually, wait. Check my inventory, people. Hold up. Pretty sure we're giving crowbars, but yes, I do have a crowbar.
Oh, well, look at that.
You know what?
Whips out a crowbar.
This is basically Sin City. Let's go in through the front door.
Alright, puts the crowbar back.
No, we still need that.
Okay, it's coming back out.
Like equipped.
You know what? I don't think I should be using the crowbar. Here, Maverick.
What? Are you kidding
A
me?
paladin breaking into a church.
Have you seen my arms? I do not have the strength for this. Sorry.
Going up to the front door, I'll move the barrels, and if you want me to take off the... I can
Maverick's
do
gonna
it.
hand it to Virtue.
Okay.
Feel
Wow.
comfortable
You're making the cleric
church.
break into a church. Wonderful.
For real, you're the strongest. Wouldn't
It's
you
not your
be
deity,
better at
it's
this?
fine.
Yep, not my deity. It's fine. Alright. I'll try and pry them off as quickly as possible.
Make a strength check.
Oh.
Oh.
20. I got it at 20.
What the fuck? Well, it's your
24.
lucky day. It's your
Holy.
lucky day.
Strength cleric.
You grab onto that crowbar, take a deep breath, look to Lilith, say, sorry for this. Hook onto one of those nails, and those boards go flying. Flying, I tell you.
Maverick looks conflicted.
What's happening?
Virtue very flawlessly ripped off 4 boards with one swing.
Perfect. Rock Crusher would be proud. Alright, let's head inside.
You know, do a little like look at my nails.
Inside.
Oh my god. Yep, you're going inside.
Maverick.
Maverick will go inside.
All right.
I'm really curious. Before we go inside, though, does anyone seem to have like a negative or a what the fuck look when this is being done?
Around you? No. Not that you can see.
I mean, most of these changelings are dazed out of their minds, so fair enough.
The changelings? No! I was talking about the people. The changelings don't give a fuck. They have other things to be worrying about right now.
Hey, they might be happy to have free shelter.
Well, that's true. If they could actually fucking move.
Maybe they'll get
Questions of the
there.
century.
A year.
Yeah, alright, well,
A
go
year?
inside.
Damn.
I don't even think they have that. That's being generous.
Okay. Before you all go inside, I will say this is either you can choose if you want to keep going, I can. Or we could stop here because this is the halfway mark.
I'm so down to continue, I'm gonna be honest. We already
Go
theorized so much.
more! I want to continue.
If you want to keep going, it's right here. I'm looking at it. It's up to you.
I mean, I'm down to continue.
I'm waiting for Victoria's answer.
Okay.
Okay, genuinely I'm conflicted because while yes, I do want to continue, I feel like it would be nice since this obviously seems like an important part for Henry to be involved.
True.
Depending on how you think of it.
And I mean, okay, I'll put it this: is this a lore segment that would leave Henry disappointed?
Probably not. As in, you may be taking a few more pages of notes.
So Henry would most likely be zoning the hell out during this.
Oh wait, that answer confused me because I said would this be a segment that Henry would be bored, and you said probably not, but then said I'd
that's
be
in
taking
fact
notes.
not the way I took that question.
Oh, I heard that differently.
In a sense of, is
I'm gonna be right
this
back, but I can still hear.
a segment that he would enjoy? Probably not. Not calling him out. That's actually really mean of me to say. Sorry if you're listening to this, but knowing him, that's my brother right there.
You know what? Here we go. I'm putting it out here. Henry, I thought of you. Let's continue.
I've known of his bitch ass for 4 years. I know him like the back of my goddamn hand. He's
Jeez.
fine.
I was putting it out there. I thought of him.
Yeah. R.I.P. Gone but not forgotten. Well, if you all are ready to continue,
Yep.
let me take a little swig of water.
Oh god, here we go. This is gonna be fun.
Keeping out the notes. I'm gonna open up a new page.
I'm gonna use my notebook.
Oh my god, I feel so important right now. You open the
Awkward.
door with a large creaking sound. And the entire church echoes under the sound of your feet stepping on the stone flooring. The church is very vast, much larger looking on the inside than the outside. This main room is tall, with at least 3 stories worth of space going upward. There are balcony seats, unused and unclean, circling the entire room from above. And on the ground floor, there are benches lining either side, leading to a large stage with a podium. There's a large statue on this stage, a statue of Omega, towering over this podium. They stand very tall, not crouched in on themselves like you'd seen before. Very tall, very menacing looking out towards the door that you just entered. Circling Omega in this there's just statue, it's not actually there, is Spirit Wind. At the bottom of the statue, it says, Spirit Wind, our protector in this life and the next. There are no torches inside. The only thing giving light is the ceiling, where you can see that there's stained glass covering the ceiling, covered by a tarp of some kind, as well as Lilith, who's literally fire, and Maverick, who also has literal fire. It seems abandoned. It seems unused. However, it does look as if someone has been here recently. What do you do?
I feel like at this point, I'd start searching the area for, and I mean anything, maybe books, or
Books, you say?
books.
I've learned my
Or-
lesson with giving you too much information in one space.
Or maybe any items of interest.
Okay.
really quickly, what signs are given that show that someone was here recently?
It
Like what's around?
it doesn't. It's not dirty. There isn't dust in the aisle. It seems people as in not many. At least one person was walking in the aisle, and the statue looks very upkept.
Interesting.
Is the floor dusty? Like, can we see active footprints? And if so, like, can I follow them if there are some?
The floor is dusty enough to where you see footprints. However, from looking at it, it isn't in one specific direction. It seems as though the same pair of feet has been moving around here a lot.
I guess just kind of follow, like, the general places that the feet have been.
Okay. Maverick, are you doing
Something
anything?
else. Something else I'd like to
I-
poke at. Does it look like that they are fresh, or does it look like there's a new thin layer of dust over where those footprints are?
Some are old, some are new.
Hmm?
And what I mean by new, as in very recent. Wink. You can't see
Wink.
it, but I winked.
Okay.
I want Maverick to also really be looking around for anything that could catch her eye. Because, like, that's what, like, she's looking for more, like, anything that's, like, looks of importance religiously. Like, does it almost look like there's been traces of, like, a priest having been here? Because of how everything looks.
Maverick, make a religion check. Virtue,
Oh, boy.
make an investigation check. And Otto, make a survival check.
Yeah, alright, give me a sec.
I got an 18.
22.
Give me a sec.
While they're doing their roll. The statues, could you tell me what they were of again? Because I know there was the one of the Kuzo.
It's the
Spirit
same
Wind.
statue. It's basically Omega is standing very tall, looking out towards the door, and surrounding them in almost like a spiral is the Bakuzo.
Okay,
Mighty.
so it's Omega and Spirit Wind.
Yes. Together.
Little shit.
Wow.
Okay.
Say that to his face.
I got
Okay.
24.
I
Okay.
would not. I'm scared of him.
What? Sorry, I'm gonna...
Then what is Omega?
In what sense?
Gender?
Oh. It's an anomaly.
Okay.
You could say. I'm gonna write these down very quickly. Very quickly.
Oh no, please don't tell me I cut the couch. Oh my god, no one told my dad about this.
Then Otto.
Texting dad right now. I have your dad's number.
Shut.
I did text him like Jordan's doing something bad and I don't know what.
Okay. As you all are looking individually at this room for different things, suddenly the church erupts with light. Torches bursting with teal flames, lighting the entire church up. As you can see, the torches lining the walls of the church. And you start to hear footsteps coming from behind the large statue. What do you want to do? I have remembered your checks. Don't worry.
Are the I'm guessing since it's a church, it has like all the chairs and all of that.
Yes.
Are they like benches where they're slightly see-through? Or
No, they're fully wooden benches. Solid. Do not look very comfortable to sit in, but...
I think Virtue would hide in between one of the rows. So I crouched down.
Maverick would would do the same. Yeah.
Clink, 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 clink.
Well, okay.
Don't worry, we haven't gone to that roll yet. Yes.
You know what? Just in case, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace and then hide. You know, I feel like this might be needed.
I have something
Clink, clink, clink,
that
clink.
You have something?
set up because I don't know where else than now I would be needing to use this particular thing that I have. She has a Shadowfell brand tattoo.
Oh!
So as she's hiding, I would like to use my charge for that for right now.
Okay.
So
Jesus
would that?
Christ.
So now I have a question. Would that mitigate my disadvantage into just a normal roll or into advantage?
Well, I mean,
I
look,
believe it would
Because-
cancel it.
It would cancel it. Unless somehow you got another advantage, which I don't think you do, it would just be a flat roll.
Okay.
Quieter
Cool.
clanking.
So
Yep. Clink. Clink.
yeah.
You know, maybe someone
Okay.
just thought like what the fuck are they called? The candles holders, whatever the fuck they're called, fell over.
I have advantage, hair flip.
okay, rogue. Jeez.
She's gonna. Okay, I got a soft 20 for myself.
Is everyone adding the plus 10?
Heidi.
Well, we're not even
You were
rolling yet,
allowed to
we're told
cast that in high?
Well,
Wait,
I said I'm gonna
cast
pass. I said I was gonna cast Pass Without a Trace before hiding.
That is true. That did
Okay.
happen.
So it is a plus 10, and that's if we're asked to do a stealth roll. So let's hear what the DM says
Are we-
first, people.
Oh my god, is it my turn to take the floor?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Do a stealth check. Do a stealth check, please. Let's wrap it up.
35.
Do a stealth check. Gotcha.
Mm,
I got a
Soft
36.
Bitch!
We just crouch
Oh!
and we disappear. Me slightly better. Flips
Put
hair.
this dice
Nice
away.
rogue.
What the fuck?
Self
Nice.
plus 100.
That dice is going in jail.
Wait, dice. Well, you still have Maverick.
That is
I got
true.
I got a soft 20, so it's
Okay.
you know.
Well, lucky for you, I did not get that. Let's just say. You all scurry to hide in between the bleachers, laying down while trying to poke your head to see what's going on. Unless you fully want to just cover up, close your eyes, and pray. That's up to you. But for
I feel
those
like
of
Maverick would
you,
be doing that.
do you want to close your eyes and pray?
Please don't see me, please don't see me, please don't see me.
Yeah, I would be shocked if
Her
that was
with,
Maverick
her
right
with her
now.
fucking fire hair.
Well,
Oh my god, yeah.
trying to
You stick up a
cover
candle.
it.
You stick up a candle.
Well, for those of you who are not Maverick, you see a man step out with quiet footsteps from behind the statue that was in front of the podium. He has long black hair tied into a very loose braid over one of his shoulders, white robes covering his body from head to toe, and a bandana with runes across it covering his eyes. Creed stands
You said
there.
black hair. You said fucking black hair, and I was sitting here like, oh my god.
What? Can I not describe the man?
I knew as soon as you said black hair and a braid. That's all I needed.
Okay. Okay, so I did good with the characterization. You remembered it. Anyway, you see that Creed's hands are raised up defensively as if he's prepared to cast something, and his face is very serious as he looks around. He doesn't move off the platform, but you could see his head doesn't look around because he cannot see, but he's just sitting there sort of sensing the area around you. But it doesn't seem like he's noticed you. Half because of the DM. But that's beside the point. What do you want to do?
Like, this looks like really Creed, right? Like, I'm just like, Can I just
You want to
insight
do an
this for a
insight
second?
check?
Yes, please.
That will be a 42.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh no, that's some Kane insight right
It's
there.
a 27. Thank you very much.
27. So you sort of focus in on specifically what like his face looks like, because like if you can't see, it's hard to like reenact someone that can't. And you can tell from the way that his head kind of like is just still and his body is looking around almost, that it is something that someone that could see and pretending to not be able to see wouldn't be able to do. So you believe this to be the man, myth, legend himself.
You know what?
Creed
I'm gonna
Sunseeker.
slowly stand up.
It's placid.
Just like Creed?
His head at this point turns to you, and you see him get a little shocked at first, but then his stance relaxes and his arms sort of fall a little bit and his mouth turns into a small smile. Fire starters. I knew someone was coming to the church today, but I would have never expected it to be you.
Yep, I been getting around here.
You see
Maverick, Arthur, you can get up. You're fine. Maverick, stop praying.
Maverick, stop crying. It's okay.
Maverick, why are you covering your hair with cloth? You're catching the cloth on fire. Oh my god!
Sit out. It's fine. It's fine.
Don't burn down the church now, God!
You see
Church.
you see Lilith sort of float up a little bit higher as her flame sort of glows a bit brighter, the best way that I could describe to you, and whizzes over almost right past you. You can feel the air moving as she does, whizzes over to Creed and circles around him. Creed, I didn't know that you were still the spirit weaver for Vaus. Creed fully relaxes his fighting stance at this point, and Lilith flutters over and naturally sits on his shoulder as if she's done this motion before. Oh,
Someone tell me.
you know why I'm here. Besides, the city holds a lot of memories and power. Now that the ritual circles are destroyed in Zathrax, this is the best place to stay. What I'm curious about is why you are all here.
Looks over at Virtue.
Well, my. Oh god.
No need to be embarrassed. I'm sure whatever it is, I won't be alarmed by it, hopefully.
My, oh, no, ex. Separated from me over a letter and said that she was on the right side of history and went here. And I was worried about why anyone would willingly go here unless if it was for ritual circus. So I decided to try and see if this was really her, because, you know, if someone could be possessed, someone could...
Of course.
all of that. So I wanted to make sure, but now seeing the state of everything, it seems like I'm being dragged into something bigger.
You really can't help yourself, can you?
No.
Well, then why are you in this building of worship of all places?
Spirits are trying to make me kill myself.
Oh god. How fast you said that!
Outright said it.
Ah,
And
I see.
I'm also finding out I also have a heartbeat now.
Ah. I see as well.
I'm just here for the ride. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly.
I like to imagine Maverick is just sitting in the corner, like fiddling with fabric, like not sure what to say at this point, being like, and I'm here too. Hi, I'm Maverick.
You see Creed use one of his hands and cover his mouth as it seems that he's chuckling ever so slightly. And he turns to Lilith and says, "Were you there for all of that?" "Unfortunately. I didn't cause it, though, I swear. Not this time."
This time.
Of course. Nothing for you all to worry about. Well, I can help you with all of those things, and I'm sure you'll find something in this place of worship that piques your interest, seeing as you're a paladin, correct? I can sense it.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
What
I
is
just
your
thought you heard the
name,
metal.
dear paladin? My name is Creed Sunseeker. They've known me for a bit of time.
My name is Maverick. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Maverick. What is your last name, Maverick, if I may?
Sulatia?
Ah. I think I might know your family. Well, not now, but ways in the past. You're the Torchblade family, right?
Yes.
I remember back many years ago, your, what would it be now, grandfather? He got lost along his way, back down to Artburn, and somehow ended up in Zathrax of all places. He was being put up for execution, but I managed to keep him from that. I guess that's not a fun story, but I do know him from that, so I hope he's doing well.
Wasn't aware that my parents. I didn't know. You'd think that'd be a fun story for your parents to tell you.
Probably for the best that they didn't tell you, and don't tell them that I was the one to do it. They're not the biggest fan of me, but that's not for you to burden with. That's for me, but I can work with both you, Virtue, and Otto. This place is full of history. History is written all over the walls. Things this city knows nothing about. And this church was established before the reign of Asriel. So everything you read and find is the truth. You won't get everything you need through words, though, so don't be afraid to search everywhere for a while. Otto, you will follow me. Virtue,
Okay.
wait here. I will come get you once I'm finished with your friend. Please just take a seat anywhere. I won't be long. And Lilith, she perks up. Don't scare her anymore. Lilith gives a thumbs up. Alrighty, boss. As she goes off of his shoulder and floats over to yours.
Scare me.
She must have at some point. She tends to talk a lot. I didn't say anything, okay? I just explained a whole paradox about death. That's it.
I asked.
It's a hobby.
Talking
Lilith,
about death's a hobby.
what did I tell you about going on rants about death? I'm sorry. What else am I supposed to do? He takes a deep breath. Otto, come with me.
I'm coming.
Isn't she a charmer?
She's so right
Talking
here.
about Lilith.
Yeah, but she's right with y'all. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're just smiling.
What? I'm trying to be as truthful as possible, and sometimes the truth isn't very happy.
Well, no
I
defense, Lilith. I did ask you.
Thank
And I was not
you.
afraid.
good quality.
Amazing.
Being truthful is a good quality.
Yeah, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. He's used to talking with the dead, not real people.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, Otto,
They're so cute.
are you gonna
Yep.
follow Creed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm like looking back a bit concerned, but like I'm following.
we'll see where that. You look back and you see Lilith just give you 2 thumbs up and says, "You can do it.
Ugh.
Just stay away from anything that's red."
Wait, what? Door closes behind Otto.
As
Looks like Creed.
as Otto's doing that, and we'll get to that in a second. Virtue, what are you gonna do? We'll just get what everyone's doing as a baseline and then go in depth. Virtue, what are your plans as you wait? I can explain I guess I did not explain the rest of the church very well other than this main area, but so if you want to look around the church, I could tell you what all is here.
Still had my roll, unless if you intended on that being used later. Hold
No,
on just a
it's-
second.
Hey man, I'll shut the fuck up if you want me to. Here, how about Maverick? We'll start with you. What are you gonna do?
Oh.
While the other 2 are off having their therapy session with Creed.
What will Maverick do?
Do you
So-
want me to tell you if you want options I can give you some, but it's fully up to you.
I have an idea already. Creed said that like there's like a lot of information here that's like not that people like even like leaders here in Baus don't know about, right?
Yes.
That kind of what I got. I guess she would kind of want to like find any books that could potentially pique her interest about like information that might not be like readily available outside
Books,
anywhere
you say.
else.
Okay. You're looking for books. Make Actually, you don't need to because you have your check from before. I still kept it. Virtue, what are you gonna do? Sit and wait? You want to do something?
You know, I feel like I want to use that. I mean, I don't know. Session's probably gonna end soon. Fuck, I'll look for it for now.
Look, what? For
I guess
now?
in-
Sorry, I was.
No, okay. I was just saying, like, maybe I'll do it later, but then I realized how it was getting close to, like, 7, and I know session's probably gonna end soon-ish, so I'm just sitting here, like,
Y'all
if I
like to
wait
yap.
too long, then we're gonna start next session with me searching, and then Henry's gonna be like, ah! So, I'll search now.
Search for anything specific, or just still looking with your investigation check from before?
My investigation from before, I believe what I said was either books or any items of interest.
Yes, I remember that. Well, Otto, we'll get to you in a second, babe. Just hold them there tight.
Oh, lovely.
Maverick and Virtue, both of you get a basic scope of this building from your searches. Then we'll get to specifics. It seems that there are 3 branched off rooms from this main part. 2 to the sides and 1 directly behind the statue. It seems Otto has been taken to the one directly behind the statue. So, oopsies. Well, let's hope that goes well. There are 2 other rooms. There's balcony seats that you know you can get to because there's a staircase. Don't have any idea what's up there. There's a lot. There's specifically 3 big stained glass window panes. 1 on each side of the building, which you saw a little bit of from the outside. They're covered in tarps. And then 1 on the ceiling that's also covered in tarps. And it seems because both of you are kind of looking for books, that the books that you see now, there doesn't seem to be like a little library, unfortunately, sorry, Virtue. But it does look like there are like info booklets in like the little pockets of the benches that haven't been touched in a very long time. But we're going to start with Maverick. What do you want to do?
I guess upon seeing that there isn't like any books that are like
There's a little pamphlet.
like They're just little pamphlets, and those don't really what do they say on them?
Oh, what do they say? Is that what you're asking?
Like what's on the cover? Like what's on the cover of them?
Ah. So you pull out one of these little booklets from the cubbies of the benches, and it's a little pamphlet. It seems to be a little booklet of information about like why you should go worship this quote unquote god. It says, praise the spirits. It says, only those that give in to the will. Oh my god, I actually did not read that correctly. Only those that give into their will see the afterlife and find themselves living through it. The guardians guide us through life. Let spirit wind guide you through death. And on the back, it says, hosted by Krista King, the vessel, since 1274, and Creed Sunseeker, the Vouse Spirit Weaver, since 1222, who will lead us in today's worship. Does there look like to be a worship? No, there's no one else in here. But that's what you get.
Good. Yeah, those don't really interest me. She's kind of like just reading over, just like, yeah, that's basic church stuff. I guess like upon seeing like some of the stuff that's like covered by the tarps you said, right?
Yes.
She would like to take some of those tarps off and get a closer look.
Okay. The walls and ceiling are covered by these sheets. Like some of them are paper that you can pull off, and others are like cloth that you have to like take off, covering these windows. Mm-hmm. On each side of the room, there are 4 glass panels, and the entire ceiling seems to be a mural hidden from the world from under these sheets. Do you want me to describe? You can say no. Do you want me to describe what each of the 3 murals look like?
You know what? Go for it.
Go for it? Oh my god, you're too kind. On the left side, the side that has the broken pane that you saw from the outside, and Virtue, you see this too because you're still in the same room. The 4 windows on the left side all form one big picture. The colors are bright and vibrant, only a little bit faded from time, but they seem to be very well kept together, even while being covered by the paper and the drapes. The image is abstract, with sharp triangles colored and shaped differently to give you this image. What is this image, you're probably wondering? Well, it depicts a large fight with 2 sides of the battle. On one side are 8 of the Bakuzos. You recognize them from pictures and even seen some of them in person. Next to each of the respective Bakuzos are the leaders. Only 3 that you recognize. Duke Stallard, who, unfortunately died, was the old leader of the Starblades. Omega, the Shearblade leader, who's still around. And Sizu Zaki, or also known as Sizu, the Ironblade leader at that time. They're also accompanied by thousands of people. On the other side of the fight is what you think is the last missing Bakuzo that you couldn't see before, which would be the Witchblade. Though you can't tell what the Bakuzo looks like because the glass seems to be shattered right where it is. In the sky, there are 3 symbols of the Guardians: an hourglass, a thorned rose, and a broken skull, threaded into constellations. At the bottom middle of the mural, there's golden lettering marking out a date: 50,000 BCR. There are also words written next to that date, written in Celestial. Can you read Celestial?
Me!
Oh, well, look at that.
Nope.
Virtue's interest are peaked to go, oh, Celestial. let me read that. Virtue, you see that with the sort of missing key, it says 50,000 BCR before critical reset, the first reset, is what it says. It's titled The First Reset and given the date 50,000 BCR. On the other side, don't worry, I'll try and get through this as fast as possible. Then, Otto, I got you, girl. Don't worry. There's another large picture on the right side of the room. This one depicts a slightly different scene compared to the left. There's no certain background, just a large void type space. In the center is a creature curled up in on itself, attacking itself. It looks to be half man, half something else. It has a black suit with vertical gray stripes that's sort of ripped. It's grasping at its body, trying to control these mutated parts of itself together. The man has no face other than a large mouth, an open jaw almost, and even longer tongue curling out of it. He has large whiskers and ears of a Bakuzo, a long tail and arms to match Bakuzo as well, though not one that you recognize from what you've seen of the Bakuzos. The upper part of the picture, there are these small little images of different people. People all joined together with this ray of some kind that's being casted onto this creature in the middle. You recognize some of the people. You see Creed, a much younger version of Creed, but he's there. Festus, Lightfoot, which I don't know if you know, remember that is the Mirage Blade leader, also known as Ace's mother. There's also a half-dragon, half-orc, and a satyr that you don't recognize. There are also the same 3 symbols from before, in Hourglass, Thorn Rose, and Broken Skull. And in the bottom middle of the mural, there's another date and title. This one, the date marks 0000 ACR, and the words written next to it is The Critical Reset. ACR standing for After Critical Reset. 0000 after critical reset. This is the critical reset. Finally, last one, I swear, this one's the shortest. The ceiling has one massive mural on it. With all of the windows finally being revealed, it casts a massive amount of light into the room, being warped by the colored windows, making the church absolutely gorgeous with color. The mural of the ceiling revolves in a circle. On the outside of the circle is a moon elf, a satyr, a dragonborn, a fire genasi, and a changeling, all reaching out towards the center. In the center are all of the Bakuzos curled up in on top of themselves, scared of the people that are on the outside. The only Bakuzo that you can't see is the Witchblade, just as the others. In the center of this mural, there's one final golden lettering, title, and date, marking 1323 ACR, and the words written on it, all of the words have been in Celestial, but, Virtue can read it. The words written says, The Final Reset. And let's move over to Otto Girly.
Oh my god.
Alright, Otto.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm scared, but excited.
No, you'll be fine.
Hopefully. Don't go near Red. I'll take that to my grave.
This is the breathing I was talking about.
Ooh.
Alright.
So,
Let's see.
you enter this small room, and it's very similar to one of the floors that was on the House of Praise, the ritual floor, if you remember what that was.
Mm-hmm.
You can remember what it looks like. The walls are all wooden, but the floor has been uprooted to nothing but stone. There's no light other than a small glow from different ritual circles on the ground. We're not done with them. There are more of them. There are 4 of them in total, all the same size, with 3 of them spaced out in around this one big one in the middle. There's one to the left that is glowing slightly purple and has a symbol of a thorned rose, just like the Cave of the Cursed Dragon. Mm-hmm. It's cracked down the middle, just like the cave as well. The one on the right glows slightly green, with the symbol of an hourglass. The one on the top has ghost runes of some kind, and what you know as the Shearblade symbol. And the one in the middle, the largest of the 4, it isn't glowing. It has a symbol of a cracked and broken skull, though you can't really tell because it's barely readable from a white symbol painted over top of it. The symbol of an open eye, the Witchblade symbol. But Creed gestures to this big symbol in the middle that's not at all ominous and says, "Please, take a sit."
Can this be explained a little bit before I do anything? Not that I don't trust you, but I don't know what the half of this stuff is. Just explain a bit, please.
Well, your situation. When I first saw you, I could sense something. When I look, I don't see. I haven't been able to see since I was reborn. Instead, I sense spirits. I sense the soul.
Okay.
With you, I usually can get something, a sort of sense. However, it's tainted and changed. Now, it's very prominent. It's different. And from what you're telling me of you having a heartbeat, I think something may be seriously happening that we should be trying to investigate further for your safety and for your pact.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
The only reason I'm asking to go into this circle specifically is because what I am doing requires a sort of talent that I am not ineptly capable at yet. But with the help of the circle, I can do it without hurting you.
Okay. And I very cautiously go and sit in that circle.
Creed takes a seat right outside the circle, but is facing towards you. His actual face is pointed towards the floor, though, not looking at you at all. But his hands start to hover over your body. And they slowly move around, sensing different parts of it. And his hand pauses at your chest. May I touch you? Very gently.
Go for it.
Without looking up, he gently presses his right hand onto your chest where your heart would be. His left hand feels around your neck, your forehead, your arms, your cheeks, and your stomach. His face turns, his head tilting, and his mouth squeezing into a small frown as he takes away his hands. I think I might understand what's going on here. However, information always comes at a price when it comes to the spirits. Not for me being a trickster. I'm not like my master, I assure you. But when you find things out, the spirits do as well. And they can use that information to their benefit just as much as yours. If you find out the information for yourself, nothing will happen, at least with them. But because of the massive amounts of eyes watching me all of the time, they will learn. So, I want to give you a choice. Do you want me to tell you everything with the chance that someone could use it against you? Or do you want me to give you a basic understanding and some clues to help you investigate the rest on your own? No price for either, but that's not up to me.
I guess answer this. How severe would this be used against me? Like, are we talking like I could die from this, or
Not necessarily a death would come from this, but when spirits know things, specifically higher spirits that look after me, what I'm suggesting is the main spirit watching me, they'll know. And as much as I enjoy being a Shearer Blade and enjoying Omega's company, I would be scared, wary of what they might do if they learn. But it's up to you if you think you can take it.
I mean, if someone like you is wary of it, I think I'll take the basic knowledge and try to learn. I'd rather be clueless to my situation than have it be known to not just me.
Creed's smile returns, still not to the same degree as usual, but enough, sort of happy with your choice. The basic understanding of what I can give you is a few clues. As a warlock, your being, your soul, is tied into a pact with your deity. Your pact, specifically, gave you life for a price. Despite what you may believe now, your soul is mostly free, but your body is not. Those roles are being reversed, though I'm skeptical as to tell you why or how. But I will say, everything that could help you is out there. You just have to look for the right part.
Okay.
I can answer questions you have, but they'd unfortunately have to be vaguely cryptic, not for your sake, but for those watching.
I understand. I'm kind of still processing everything.
Of course, it's a lot to take in. I mean, one moment you're dead and in a tortured afterlife, then you're in something similar but not the same way. And now it's being flipped on its head. I wouldn't be very nervous of you dying again. However, that doesn't mean that if taken the wrong way, you will enjoy the life that you have to live now.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Creed. I don't know how to process all this. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful to be here, and especially grateful you're helping me figure out what's going on. But there's only so much I can process right now, especially when I'm not at my fullest. Like, I'm gonna be honest. If my pact falls through, no matter what, I don't know what will happen, and I think that's what scares me the most. I made jokes about it, but I'm utterly fucking terrified, actually.
He holds up his hands to you, saying that he is backing off from giving you so much at once. I understand. I was in a place very similar to you at one point. Obviously, I didn't necessarily do the right thing, he says, gesturing to his body covered in marks from spirits. But just understand, and it's a misconception that only deities and gods can form a pact.
I always figured it was as long as you had enough power to do it. If I remember correctly, I think my brother's a warlock. I don't know who his patron is, but uh, whether it's a god or a person. But aren't pacts mainly just based on if you have enough magic requirements to share?
Precisely. And there are plenty of beings out in this world. You're tied to a difficult pack, Otto, and I've known Quinn all of my life, but I can never quite get into his head. I don't know why he'd be doing this, whether he's actually getting weak or if there's another meaning to it, but don't think that you're tied down onto a ship that's sinking.
Yeah. Ironically enough, there's this man, I don't know if you know him, but Old Man Pete, he's in the market. I don't know if he's still there. And he's kind of insane. And when he won, he said I was supposed to be dead, which he isn't wrong. When he said I had a heartbeat, he said that he was losing. And I'm assuming he's talking about Quinn. And Quinn does seem to be a little more tied up in his own situation.
Creed shakes his head. Pete is a special man. I don't know if this is going to be a shock or not, but back when he was younger, we were friends. However, that changed when I introduced him to Quinn. He's a special man, we could just say. You could try to pull cryptic messages out of what he says, but it's intermixed with some things that don't necessarily mean anything. That doesn't have to just be the moments that he says that he eats grass like a cow or something like that. It could also be big things that he lies about. I don't know if he was lying or not, but I wouldn't use him as a trusty source of information. Let's just say that.
I guess the way I put it is that though he says things with some validity, I wouldn't take it to heart. Because he kind of makes a face and is just like, he's always special. Like you said, he's a little special.
Precisely. That's what happens when the followers don't obey. So, I
Oh god, I
expect
can end up
nothing
like him.
less. What he did was unexcusable. You'll be fine.
You know what? Well, I don't think it's my place to ask that. Back to the focus of what's going on with me. General idea on what I should be looking for, whether that be a type of book with certain information, a person.
If I know my master, the best way, the best course of action to take next would be a game.
Great.
Not one that he randomly throws at you. It may not even be connected to you necessarily, but he is very detached at the moment. I can't feel him now, which is usually not the case. I couldn't feel him back when you were in Zathrax either. It's unlike him. But I don't know why he would do such a thing. Get him back in your life, and you'll start to see things spiraling again. They say the closer you are, the bigger magnifying glass, the more information you get.
Alright, really quickly, Claire. I don't remember if... I remember when the reset was starting, the critical reset was starting. I don't know if Quinn said it out loud or just to Virtue. Quinn did state that, he wasn't around because this was seen as a test to see if we can, do things without him, correct?
That was said to only Virtue.
Okay, thank you. I didn't remember, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't just something... I didn't want to say something that wasn't supposed to happen.
You're good. You're good.
My bad.
My bad.
I can't think of anything else unless you have any other advice.
Hold your friends close, Otto.
Trying. I think I've been attached to them at the hip ever since we kind of got here. I don't think I've really left their side.
I wonder if one friend is enough. But that's just my speculation.
As long as I have someone to lean back on, I think I'll be okay. Hmm. Um, anything else? Anything else I should be aware of?
If you start to bleed again, don't worry. It's all normal. You'll eventually start to eat, too.
I don't know why. Otto just like stopped for a minute. It was just like, how did he know this? If you don't mind me asking how you knew I was bleeding before? I don't think I stated that at all.
I have my ways. I may not be Quinn, but I did learn from him.
I'm also just having a massive flashback of the
Flames.
fact that I think Otto still has the arrow wound, so he could have probably just felt it. I like completely forgot. Otto like never got healed.
He's like, oh, I have my ways. He just touched you. That was.
He just saw it, actually.
Yeah, he was
saw
just
it.
like,
No,
there's a
let me
wound
be
right here.
cryptic. Let me be cryptic. I may not be Quinn, but he's my daddy, so...
Whoa!
Anyways,
I don't need to know this
I
about
will.
you.
So will I don't know if alive is the right word, but it seems pretty accurate.
Oh,
Like,
no.
will I not be considered
That's the correct word to use.
You're
alive?
alive. You're a real boy.
Soon.
Okay.
When you start
Now
to
is-
sleep, marks the end of the cycle.
God, I haven't slept in like a while.
Give it time.
God, sleep would be nice. Once I do technically become alive, well, I will no longer be considered a reborn.
Who knows? You're watching history write itself just as much as I am. I just have a theory.
I'd love to hear that theory.
You've already heard it. With my
Oh,
advice.
lovely. Alright. I can't think of any questions, though maybe later I will, so I guess I'll keep in touch.
Just ask Lilith. It always
I-
comes back around to me. She has a loud mouth.
Trying so hard not to laugh.
I love that.
Alright.
You're my OTP.
Alright, I think I get the idea. Alright. A lot to process.
Damn, someone's dying. The fuck? Anyways,
real.
sorry.
Alright, can I get up or is there something else we need to do?
That's all.
Alright. Thank you for this. Though may not douse my worries, it definitely helps them a bit.
If it makes you feel better, your prophecy hasn't come yet, and what you do now changes what happens after it. You'll do fine. If Rock Crusher could, anyone could.
From the back of all of it, it's just like, fuck this fucking prophecy. Alright, well, Otto's probably gonna get back up since there's no reason to be sitting on this anymore. If Creed gets I was gonna say Otto's gonna offer a handshake, but that's gonna seem really weird considering Creed can't see.
You hold out your hand, and he kind of just... He sits there. He's like, send in virtue when you see them.
Okay. I'm offering a handshake out of good faith. I don't know.
He can't see it, so if you want to say it out loud.
That's what Otto is saying. Like, I'm offering you a handshake.
Oh. He shakes your hand very gently, just barely touching you, almost like with the first 3 fingers, sort of like... Not like you had it infected. Like, that just seems like the way he'd do a handshake, but You're a little bit insulted with how like little he's touching your hand. Then he asks you to send in Virtue when you see her.
You know what? Considering what just happened while we were sitting down, I'm completely fine with that. We'll just walk off.
Okay.
Uh,
Speaking of
I guess.
Virtue, let's move
Hello.
on to Virtue.
Teehee.
Virtue, before I say anything, is there anything you want to do?
I think I'm good.
Oh, you're good, you say.
I'm good for now. Yep.
Okay. Well,
I
then
want to
guess-
not die.
I guess this is my time to speak.
Go ahead.
You get a bit of time alone while everyone else is trying to investigate different things. Otto being interrogated, and Maverick going around snooping in different locations in this church. And we'll get back to you, don't worry, babe. Lilith has sort of floated off. She seems a lot more comfortable in the church specifically to float around and do whatever she wants. So while everyone's doing that, you kind of just sit on a bench and wait. You got a lot of information rolling through your head of things that you haven't even heard of yet. Like things you don't even know about, like what's going to happen, like with trying to get protection from Kree, like all of that. You're just trying to digest everything that's happened so far on this beautiful journey into Vaus, which I'm sure you were ready for. But while you're doing all this thinking, you take a moment to just breathe in the surroundings. The church is very beautiful now because of all of the natural light coming in from the the colored glass. That's Lord, that's what it was, the colored glass. And you close your eyes, sort of taking deep breaths, trying to focus. And as you close your eyes, you start to hear something in the back of your head. You hear two young children giggling. Not menacingly, very cheerfully giggling. And when you open your eyes, you see two small children prancing in the aisle in between the church benches. They're chasing each other, splashing water in each other's faces and stumbling over each other, as it seems they can't really walk that well. They're definitely no older than 5, I could say. You hear them giggling as if they're really there, but you can tell from the slightly translucent skin, teal skin, that they aren't actually there. They don't seem to notice you. They just run up the stage and past the statue of Omega and the shear blade and out of your sight. This is happening, Otto, while you're in the room, so you cannot see this. And after you can't see them anymore, Virtue, you hear the giggling turn into terror and screams of fear. What do you do?
I was about to say, even before that, I kind of wanted to follow them. So, once I heard the scream, probably walk a little faster.
So you've gotten up and you're sort of following the movements of these kids as they're skipping and running through the aisles. They look pretty similar. You can assume that they're siblings of some kind. Can't really tell the gender because they're so young, and they, again, no older than 5. And as they pass by the statue and you hear the screams, you are like, oh, okay, it's my time to go. It's my time to go. And you sort of pick up the pace and walk behind the statue to try and find these spirits. But when you get behind the statue, you can't see them anymore. There's a slight gust of wind that brushes past your face. Trailing in it is a whisper, so faint that you can barely hear it, but you do. It says, "When I needed you most, you weren't there." Very sorrowfully and scared.
Do I recognize that voice? It sounded very distinct.
You want to do a history check? You can.
Sure.
When I needed you most, you weren't there.
What? Oh my god. I feel like I've heard that before. Fuck. Nat 20. Oh my god.
Well, I can tell you
Like, fuck.
for a fact that something in that voice, the accent, sounds familiar to you. But you know for a fact that you definitely have not heard it before. It just gives you a sense of familiarity from it.
Okay, could you, like, do it one more time?
When I needed you most, you weren't there.
Wait. When... That...
When I needed you most, you weren't there.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm trying to pinpoint the accent because I know there's another character with that accent.
But with that and you standing behind the statue, Otto, you open the door and see Virtue standing behind the statue, conflicted, thinking, as they usually do.
Virtue?
Um,
You okay?
yeah, yes.
You,
Yes.
you sure you look like... I was gonna say you look like you've seen a ghost, but
Oh, I did.
that does not help this case. This case. Well, Kree's ready to see you when you're ready. And then afterwards, I was hoping me and you can talk for a bit, and I can explain what the hell's going on with me.
Sounds lovely. I'll be back then.
Perfect. I'm gonna go fill in. I might as well go fill in.
They're going to Creed, like...
I guess I'll go fill in with Maverick, see what Maverick's doing.
Great mind space to be going in to talk to him. As you enter the room, Virtue, you see the same thing that I described to Otto. I'm not going to... Basically, 4 ritual circles, 3 symbols for the... the Guardians. The one in the middle is covered with a Witchblade symbol, and there's also the Shearblade one in there. As you enter, you see Lilith also whiz by your head and go to sit on the ground next to Creed, who is already sitting. And he says, not looking at you, his face still just like hard on the ground. He's still he's smiling though, and says, please, sit in the middle of that circle. As he's gesturing towards the Shearblade one all the way in the back, not the big one that he's currently sitting at. You can assume that's the one that Otto used.
Okay, Virtue will go over to that circle then and sit in the middle, the one you pointed at.
Creed turns around and then scoots over towards the circle. They're very close to each other, and Lilith does the same. Almost as he scoots up, you see Lilith go from sitting on the ground right next to it to slowly on his knee, and then slowly just farther onto his lap. I believe that Lilith has already ranted about the different ways of becoming a Shearblade to you.
Yes.
You see Lilith also give him 2 thumbs up, and his smile widens at her little movement. Well, then, I'll be brief on that front, then. To become a Shearblade, it must either be from random chance, someone you already know that has passed, or 2 people that are alive and already connected. Those are all normal. However, when those spirits become vengeful, things become more worrisome. You have spirits, many spirits, constantly around you, even from when I first met you, that find your presence not so enjoyable. Spirits can be strong, but when anger is fueling it, they become stronger. But none of them are strong enough to do anything on their own. But the few that are stronger, when a Shearblade bond happens and it's vengeful, let's just say things aren't very pleasant. You're being vague again, Creed. We both know that it's much worse than that. I'm just trying to make things sound better. Lilith crosses her arms and scoffs. Anyways, to protect from vengeful spirits, you must talk to either the leader themselves, the vessel, or the spirit weaver of the location. The leader definitely won't help, and the Vouse vessel isn't here right now. But thankfully, he points to himself, you do have a spirit weaver. May I have your left hand, please?
Virtue will offer their left hand.
He holds your hand in between his. His face is hard focused on the ground, not like he has eyes to look at you anyways. He holds your hands softly but firm. Lilith slowly floats through the air and places both of her little hands on top of his, which are around your left hand. His palm glows inside around your hand. The color begins the normal teal of spirits that you've seen him plenty of times before. But it shifts from that to a deep red, almost maroon color, before dissipating. Lilith removes her hands first, and then Creed lets go of yours. You open your left hand and see that in it a necklace has miraculously formed in your hands. It's a very simple silver chain with a little silver charm of a heart in the middle. This is your protection. Wear it, and the spirits cannot hurt you. They may try, but mostly in the form of an image that you can see. Don't be alarmed. They can't take control of you. Just touch you, and most importantly, not harm you. They can't touch you. I'll restate it. Don't worry. Basically, Creed put his hands over top of both of yours on the bottom and top, and then Lilith put her little hands on top of his. And from the inside, it glows that teal color of the spirits, and then shifts from that to a deep red, almost a maroon color before dissipating. Lilith removes her hands first, and then Creed lets go of yours, and you open your hand, and you see a little necklace has formed in your hands. It's a very simple silver chain with a little silver charm of a heart in the middle of it. As he says, this is your protection. Wear it, and the spirits cannot touch you. They may try still, most likely in the form of an image that you can see, but do not be alarmed. They cannot take control of you, cannot touch you, and most importantly, cannot harm you while you wear it.
Thank you. And Virtue will put it on. Is the... just gonna say, because you said a heart charm. Is the heart charm the same as the bracelet I found earlier, or no?
They're very similar because, there's a shape of a heart is very basic. It's very similar, but it's not the same. Like, it's not the same size. Okay. It's just a little itty bitty heart on this silver chain necklace.
Okay. Alright, Virtue would put that on. Thank you. It was definitely a shock the first time it happened. I mean, I've had things thrown at me before, but never possession.
Yes, it was for me as well, and Lilith. The first time it happened, and Lilith whizzes up and covers his mouth with her hands. It seems I'm being silenced. We don't have to speak about that, but it wasn't pleasant. It never is for anyone, trust me. We have to wait a few moments for it to start to take effect, but then I'd like to test it, so if you have any questions, I can answer them while we wait.
Are you familiar with the name Arena?
You see him sort of like, his head goes like just leans back for a second, a little bit shocked. Arena, I'm shocked that you know that name. It's the name of the graveyard, though. I think the sign has been taken down by now, so I don't know how you would have known that, but I guess you've done your research.
I've been finding things with the name on it. There was there was a chip where it said to someone named Arena to find their heart in the cards, and when I was at the cemetery, I found a bracelet with the name on it.
Do you have an inkling as to who might be giving you these things?
I believe the first one was from Ace, but the second one I just found on my own at a grave.
They can't help but butting their heads into everything now, can they? Don't worry about it. It's just something to get under your skin.
Are you saying it's just a distraction, then?
Yes. The name is irrelevant now. There's no need. Now, if you were to ask Krista, then... oof, they could go ranting about it, but nothing that you need to worry about with your current situation. Just the Capitol taking something that happened and spinning it into something worse. Fear keeps people in order, they say.
Indeed. Do you know what is happening to the people outside the church?
I have a bit of an understanding. I've seen a few of them after they passed, though not many. And those that have passed on from it, it doesn't really seem like that was the cause of their deaths.
I think I heard of something called liquid pucks in some argument. Is that... do you know if that's how it's referred to? Is that...
No, I'm not part of the suits, but some diamonds came by recently, within the past few months, and was asking for my blessing about it, and I've heard Krista talk about it a lot too. I do believe that they are one and the same, though I haven't interacted with any of the diamonds since, and Krista has other things preoccupied with her thoughts as the vessel.
I think I met one of the diamonds as well, that wasn't,
They're still
The-
around.
I think so.
That's very shocking. I heard that they all went extinct.
There was, one in a cloak that I've met, and I've been finding little messages such as, how someone has picked up my old work and will make him proud. Was what was written.
I have a
Even
small
some things
understanding.
personally thanking me.
How interesting. I've heard from spirits showing up. They're more vengeful than ever. Not just at them, though.
have to say, for once, I'm very confused.
It's okay. It's not something for you to understand right now. One step at a time, they always say. Though you seem to have a few steep stairs that you have to take.
Yes.
Well, I would like to test your protection to see if it's sufficient enough for your situation. Would you like to test it? I wouldn't do it without your consent.
Sure, but are you going to be throwing something at me, or...?
Throwing something at you? No. Maybe if it was Lilith, then yes. But I don't do such a thing. Just close your eyes.
Virtue will close her eyes.
I'm going to put my hands over your eyes. I will not hurt you, and this process will not be painful, I promise. He waits for you to agree to it.
Alright.
You feel Creed's hand press over your face. It's very gentle. And within a few seconds, you see flashes of color fill the darkness Oh my god. Fill the darkness. That's all it said. I got distracted for a second. I heard a noise. Specifically, one color. Maroon. Now, you should see colors in your vision. These colors can mean many different things. Yellow stands for light and joy. Green is down to earth. Blue is stoic. I hope you don't see teal. What color do you see, Virtue?
Maroon?
What? You hear his voice hesitate as you feel him remove his hands from your face. What color?
Like a reddish maroon.
But, his smile fades for a second, replaced with concern as he and Lilith kind of look towards each other. You see him almost reaching out a hand as to hold yours, but retracts it and rubs his hands together. Virtue, this may sound too forward of me, but what would you say that your lowest moment in life was?
Oh dear. I gotta think about this. I think it might have been when I first ran from here and I was trying to restart from nothing. I wasn't in the best place.
Would you say that there are still some things that you don't remember?
Well, it's always a possibility. I know I've regained quite a bit, but a lot of my... I'm not sure if there's still blanks.
They'll come with time, don't worry. Just look for the figure in white. It will guide you. But beside the color, it is not a signifier that a spirit is claimed onto you anymore, clinging. So the test was successful, and the charm has sufficient protection. It may need to be recharged, but that only requires a few minutes from you or the vessel. And it only happens if someone actively tries to rip that protection away from you. You'll be fine.
What does the red mean?
He looks down towards Lilith, and then Lilith looks out to you, sort of fidgeting with her hands. It's nothing serious. I was just shocked. I haven't seen it in a while. It just means that you are troubled, in a sense, with the spirits, we could say. But it doesn't mean that one is trying to attack you.
Alright. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised by the idea that I'm troubled in one way or another.
Yes. Very troubled. Lilith can't help but contain a nervous, awkward laughter, and Creed tries to shut her up.
Oh, no, it's fine.
It's, unless there is anything else you need from me.
You know what? How have you been?
Oh, that's quite forward. I'm usually the one pulling that card.
I learned it somewhere.
Well, I'm doing quite fine for myself, thank you. No help to this one. He points towards Lilith, and she's like, "Hey! I'm helping you out here." Yes, of course you are. I was nervous after the ritual circle failed in Zathrax that I wouldn't, but I'm happy to be here still, even in a city that I know that you don't enjoy. And I'm sorry that this had to be when we next spoke to each other.
Well, you certainly can't always choose when you meet with people. But I'm glad to hear you're doing fine.
Yes. I am eating sufficiently before you ask.
And drinking?
And drinking water, and resting whenever I don't have something to do.
Alright. Well, on that note, unless there is anything that you would like to speak to me about, I think...
He just slowly shakes his head. No, that's what I was going to say.
Then I think that I'm good to go now. If you don't mind me just going around the church, and I'm sure my party would like a little bit of downtime since we've been up for quite a bit.
Of course. Just remember, this is a place of worship and respect, even though you may not enjoy the deity that it does worship.
That is fine.
Enjoy your time, Virtue. What's mine is yours.
Thank you. There she will get up. Probably do a very slight bow, even though Creed can't see it, unfortunately. And begin to walk away.
As
Fun times.
you walk away and step out the door, when you turn around to close the door again, you see that Lilith and Creed have started a small conversation with each other, and from Creed no longer smiling, it doesn't seem to be a very good one, but with that, I send it back over to you all. What would you like to do?
Well, once Virtue's back, I'm probably going to explain everything that Creed told to me to the group. Like, all of it.
Bro's trauma dumping again.
Virtue just like slowly nods. It's like, well, it is somewhat good news.
I'm slowly, I guess, living again? This is
And
time.
you're not going to be, if things do go bad, it's not that you're out of options, so
Yeah,
I'd say that's a very good sign.
Yeah, yeah. I just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't figure out the whole thing with Quinn. I don't know. It seemed. I feel like one, I'm probably not gonna hear the end of it. Two, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Well, you have our support. Virtue's gonna like tug on Maverick, and
Damn.
Honestly, didn't think that
I'm
Maverick was in that general vicinity because she was off doing stuff
well,
with the.
well, Otto said you guys are like telling everyone, and we've been in there for a hot minute, so you have been exploring for a while, unless you got lost.
You just see Maverick just like staring at a wall, being like, "Where am
Where
I?"
am I?
Just like space it out.
Maverick, stop staring at that wall. Come here.
I'm just thinking. I'm just.
and I'm
Maverick, what did I just
sure,
say?
and I'm
I
sure
said I was thinking that just.
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
that Rock Crusher will be in support as well, despite how he will grimace at Quinn.
I'm pretty sure he would tell me to start jumping ships now.
That does sound like him, but it is ultimately your choice, and he will have to live with it.
I the way I view it is if I can't figure this out within a certain amount of time, I may have to jump. But it's the question of to whom, because it's definitely not going to be any of us, or any of y'all.
I'm hers, but also I know I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I guess the way I'm going to point it out is that, like, points at Maverick. Maverick's a paladin. I'm pretty sure paladins,
Yeah.
clerics get their powers from whoever they put their faith in. So unless you're gonna have enough faith to share with me, I don't think that's happening. Rock Crusher doesn't really have a lot of magic. I don't even think he makes it to even half the threshold. Let's see who else.
It's not
Well,
magical.
You
I mean-
could.
Creed doesn't seem like a bad choice, if anything, but again, he's related. He's connected to Quinn, so I don't know how that would work.
I'm not quite sure if Creed is a warlock per se, or.
Not a warlock, but he's still connected to Quinn. That's like I don't know how to, I don't know I can't think of the right analogy, but it doesn't seem right.
And
I feel like it
there's
won't lead to
also
good things.
there's also the leaders as well. They might some may
was-
have ability.
I was about to say, what leader do you think would take me in as a warlock that doesn't despise my gut the fact I sided with Quinn? Please name me one leader that you think would be okay.
Spine.
Does Spine have magic? I forgot. I don't
Did
think
we not see him massacre an entire battlefield?
that. Okay, hold up. Out of character, real quick. Claire, did he actually like have magic? And I don't mean like controlling the creatures, but like had actual magic.
He didn't use magic a lot in the battles that you've seen him in, using pure weapons instead, but you know that he is capable of it.
Fair enough. Okay, maybe Spine.
There's and not only
If we find him.
that, there's also the creatures themselves.
Unfortunately, I don't believe I have many
I don't.
connections that would be helpful.
I don't. It's the only creatures I can even see myself setting a pact with, and that's very, very rare. Is probably the Pine Blade because of that one time, but even then, that's a one-time encounter, and I'm not sure how that'd go. Let's see. Is there anyone else? Spine, Creed. You know what? We'll figure this out later.
I mean, when it comes to the Pine Blade, if you needed that sort of assistance, I could potentially help.
Hmm? Like, honestly, like, what? Excuse me?
Seeing that is my patron.
Excuse me.
Maverick is like blinking.
Both are just blinking, like, ma'am?
What? She never asked.
Fair
Well-
enough, fair enough.
Very true.
Why did you think I wanted this? Virtue's gonna hold up the Bakusa.
You know what? That's valid.
Yeah.
That is very valid.
It's clicking now.
Wait a minute. Okay, really quickly, because I'm thinking back to when Otto asked for all the Bakuzos. It means that Otto couldn't have all the Bakuzos because Virtue had the Pine Blade. So either Otto is gonna have to get another custom one done of the Pine Bakuzo, or
He also didn't have the Witchblade either, so you'd have 7
mean-
for 9.
no one really. There's really no pictures of the Witchblade, so I don't think Otto was expecting the Witchblade.
But yes, I could potentially help in that. You know, I know I didn't mention this before. It was quite awkward when, you know, the Pineblade ate Opie. I didn't
thought-
know what to do with that.
I thought they almost ate. Wait, okay, out of character. I thought they almost ate
No.
Opie, not that they
That
did
bitch went
eat
down his
Opie.
throat. That bitch went down his throat.
Yeah, that's why Harlow had a whole
Processing.
villain arc.
How did we get her back again?
A
Here,
deal.
Harlow gave away half of his soul to be linked with Opie to bring her back alive. So they'd shared a soul, and that's how they got
Okay.
all of each other's shit.
Out of character. Oh, like, literally, Virtue's just standing there, like, I can't hit you.
I can't smack you. Fuck.
Bro wanted his gem,
What do you?
okay? Bro wanted his gem,
What do you?
and it was gone, okay? And he lashed out in the first person that it saw, okay? Can you blame a creature? Can you blame a
None of us
creature?
would. Besides Harlow.
Yeah, so, I could help, in that case, but anything else, I'm not quite
I mean, for right now, I guess. As long as y'all are, are around and y'all support me, I think I'll be fine. Honestly,
You're
though
back.
sleeping's gonna be something.
Well, I mean, sleep is nice.
I haven't eaten nor slept for months on end. I'm not gonna be used to that for a while.
I will yell at you.
I think we both will.
great. Well, you're normally the first one to sleep. I'm mainly worried about Virtue here. Then again, it's hard to sleep when you actively have a flame in the same room.
Damn. Clocked for no reason.
We have a nightlight. It's
I
okay.
got a drive-by. What the hell?
I mean, to be fair, they did do that to Ace, and I'm still salty about it. Anyways, but
Besides that, Creed said that we are fine to stay and rest. And I think it'd be wise to wait here for Rock Crusher to finally so conveniently come back.
yeah, I think that's for the best. Honestly, I'm not tired, but I am mentally. I think I'd like the idea of us just relaxing and just.
Yeah, I mean, you can still sleep. It's just you kind of try to sleep forever. So
Well, I don't feel like sleeping. That's the thing. I've never had the urge, and whenever I do sleep, it's the equivalence of death. I don't know. It feels weird, and I don't like it. I don't like the idea of just. I don't like it. I don't like it.
well,
I'm sure you'll get used to it over time.
on that
The concept of-
I'm going to explore.
All right. Well, trying to. You know what? For fun, who wants to do the that blessing woman lady before we all just chill?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm done.
I'm done. Maverick, would you like to join me and then we can come back here? I don't think you've gotten a blessing yet.
I am ready to just literally.
Yeah, sure. Sure,
All
we'll
right.
go. Yeah, okay.
I guess off to that woman.
I don't know.
We'll be back, Virtue.
Have fun.
Maybe-
Be safe. Don't get kidnapped or stabbed. Or drugged.
I was gonna like look at Maverick and be like, maybe you can get, walk faster, because that's actually a blessing. Maybe then you won't be lagging behind Virtue.
Okay. Sure. Maybe I'll be able to walk faster. I've never been a fast walker.
A blessing of strength.
Yeah.
But you literally need one more strength. That's it.
Yeah.
You get like a little ring that's like common that gives you 1+ strength. Fine.
Well, I'll go fast. We'll do you two and then Virtue after that. You walk back over to the marketplace and find that woman that Otto mysteriously recognizes. No idea where she came from now. But this shop seems to function a little differently than before. You have, from what the woman says, you have an equal chance for a blessing or a curse. Nothing life-altering or harming, just some nice bonuses at best and small inconveniences at worst. So, instead of buying your way in, it's a gamble.
If I remember
what?
correctly, when how about look at Maverick? Well, we did this basically. It might not be the same now, but we got to pay extra to get a blessing, or we did the gamble. I don't know if she's still doing it here, but that's what happened when we did it.
All she says is that the first one is free, and then it's 5 gold for everything after that. And you have equal chance for a blessing and a curse.
So she's no longer doing the you pay double to get a blessing?
Did this town look rich?
No.
You know what? Let's do it.
By all means,
not gonna-
you're the first one. This is
gonna-
your first time.
Okay.
Well, lucky for you, the first one's free.
I mean, I can tip.
You can if you want to.
Oh,
Maverick,
maybe.
roll a d20. Flat d20.
All right. Flat D20. Let's see. Oh, the 4.
Okay. Can you roll me a d100?
Yes. Nope. Okay. I believe that's
Take your time, brother.
7.
7.
I had to figure out the D20, or the D100 dice really quick.
This is actually so... This is so...
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
No, it
afraid.
isn't. It isn't bad. I thought I read it wrong because, well, lucky for you, you got speaking in tongues. You will
Speaking in-
learn how to speak a language of my choice for 1d4 days.
Okay.
I want you to speak Goblin, or you can understand it. You can speak
You know
Goblin for the
what?
next 4 days.
I'll take it.
At
you
first,
can
I read
emo-
it as in you have to speak, but then it's like, no, this is a blessings chart, not a curse. So, lucky for you.
I can understand and speak Goblin.
Otto?
for yep. I will be paying the 5. Fun times.
The first one's free, babe.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't know if it was free like per town. I just wanted to make sure. All right,
Gives
let's
you
do
a
it then.
high. Roll a flat d20.
All right. I'm being messaged and I'm trying to look at it, but also try to roll. A 20. What the hell's going on here?
Can you roll a d100 now?
Okay. 52.
Okay. You're gonna have to remember this, because I'm not gonna.
Okay, wait. Before you do it, let me do something real quick. Sorry, I need to just really quickly. Okay. Let me get the Google Docs out because I have one for Auto for shit they have.
It's a temporary one. It's not forever.
It's a what?
It's temporary. It's not
The
forever.
temporary. Okay.
Because I'm
probably
not
doesn't
gonna
use
remember it. You're gonna have to tell me that this is in effect.
Okay. You know, I'll just put it on a sheet. Notes. Okay, tell me.
On the next time you're in combat, your first attack roll or saving throw in combat gains the Bless spell.
Oh.
I have no idea what that is.
Time. Well, write it down. One time. The next time you enter combat, your very first attack or saving throw gets the Bless spell effect.
As in, like, I get to pick when it does that, or it
As in,
happens
whichever
automatically?
happens first.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna go look up what the fuck the bless spell is. Give me a moment.
But
I can read it out for you. I have it.
do you want to do any more? Or shall I move on to Virtue?
Jordan?
Did Rick come with us?
No,
No,
Virtue's not
she's
with
somewhere
you,
else.
that's why.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're chilling.
At what level is it being done at?
What level is the base spell?
Base is level 1.
And it'll be casted at level 1.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, so I have the thing noted. And it only works on me, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I had to make sure. Level 1. Only me. Nope. Me. Okay.
Do you want to gamble more, or are you both satisfied with one blessing each?
I am satisfied. I don't really want to gamble my luck any further.
I'll do another one. I'll slap down a 5.
Make a flat d20 and give me 5 coins. 5 gold.
16, and the 5 you can take.
Roll a d100.
Where'd my shit go? Okay, there it is. D-hundo. A 99.
Huh, well, look at that.
Oh.
Damn. I'm taking a picture of that. Once I actually open my shit.
Where the fuck did it go? I missed it.
You can continue. I'm just taking a picture.
Hold on, it closed on itself. For the next 24 hours.
Oh god, you're very loud. Hold up.
For the next 24 hours.
Okay.
You have been granted 10 feet, count it, 10 feet of true sight.
Oh, God.
Oh no! Oh
Hold up.
no!
I have to look
Wait, you're
really
gonna see like every changeling, I think.
Yeah.
For the next
Oh,
24
God.
hours.
And spirits, right?
I don't. Wait.
No.
No, I don't think True
No?
Sight lets you see. Hold up. I'm looking it up. Give me
It
a
would be
moment.
Ash. I think Ash, like,
Ash, people who. Okay. I was okay.
I know I have a character who sees spirit, but I think
That would
But
act.
I think it's the astral plane, not.
yeah.
Not
I
okay.
feel like
Terrible.
that's a different thing of perception. Just true sight, um, invisible creatures and objects, visual illusions, perceive the
Uh,
original form of a shapeshifter or creature
True.
transformed. And they can see into the ethereal plane within the same range. So you can see into the ethereal plane, but I don't think the ethereal plane is the same as.
It depends on how Claire wants to do it, because I don't know how Claire does the ethereal plane. Claire, what is your ruling on this?
Ruling of what? Oh. It's
The ethereal plane, because I'm considering that it's a little different.
for the sake of this, and because it's only 24 hours, let's stick with you can see the true form of beings that are around you
Okay.
and anyone that is in the astral plane, but not spirits.
Oh my god! If you got
Are astral
randomly
and
the
ethereal
ability to
different?
see ghost and then look, the astral. Okay, so the ethereal plane, from what I remember, is actually like the home of like ghosts and entities like that. But the
Because it says I can see the ethereal plane, not the astral plane.
Oh,
yeah,
oopsies,
the
that was
astral
mental.
plane is kind of like a middle. It's not like someone in the astral plane is when you step out of your body, basically, and you're in like that weird middle where you're not like
Mhm.
it's not that you're dead and you're a ghost, but you're not physically there.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what astral is mostly. It's kind of like that line in between like life
Okay.
and death. It's a timeless void, basically.
I guess we'll see if you find anyone in there for the next 24 hours.
I
Find a random monk.
I don't know why. I'm imagining Otto is just like looking around, be like, "What? Nothing seems." I imagine nothing seems too different just yet, unless Claire wants to specify that when
Not
looking around
yet.
this shop.
Not
Maverick
yet.
turns into a changeling.
Yeah, plot. Yeah, actually,
What?
looking at Maverick really
No, no,
quick.
no, no,
Hold
no,
up.
no, 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 no. She's not a changeling.
Looking over at Maverick really quickly. Maverick looks like a Maverick, correct?
Yes, Maverick is Maverick.
All right,
Why are
cool.
you
Then I
looking at
guess
me strangely?
Otto's not looking at you strangely. Otto's just looking around because Otto doesn't know what the fuck happened. Because to Otto, this is
Oh,
Otto probably thinks they got scammed for a minute. And it's just like, what the lady? What happened? I don't feel any different. What happened? Look at her. She's actually a changeling. Plot twist.
What away.
What'd
Is
you
that
say?
all you want from the Blessings and Curse shop? You guys got lucky.
I'd say yes, and I guess leave the shop. Wondering what the fuck happened.
Okay. Well, while you guys head back, move over to Virtue Amar.
Oh, great. Hello.
What are you doing, Virtue?
Why are you saying it like that? I am exploring.
Anything
Yippee.
specific?
Honestly, whatever I could find. I feel like I'm definitely interested in the possibility of there being a crypt, but as you said, there was like a cement, and I'm not sure if that's the whole crypt was filled with cement or just the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, with your...
but just traveling around.
Of course, of course. With the investigation check that you had at the very, very beginning, it sort of takes you around the building. You get to see rooms that you didn't get to before, specifically the 2 rooms on the side. It seems that one is a sort of confessional box area where people can confess their sins and all of that stuff. And the other one is a room of private worship. Each of them, or in this room, there's a statue of Omega again, but just with actual offerings. And it seems that people had given offerings at some point in time, though they're very old and abandoned. In the balcony seats, you don't really see anything. If you want to roll a d6 for me when you go into the balcony seats.
Free.
3, you find nothing in the balcony seats. Yeah, you did not get lucky with those d6 rolls this time.
Damn.
Unless you want to search farther, but you won't be able to search other areas if you want to look again. It's up to you, though.
I mean, does it just from face value seem interesting, or...
Not necessarily from face value.
Would you say I'm sorry?
Not necessarily from face value.
I mean, I could always check again later.
That is true.
Keep looking.
Okay. So you search more, trying to find a possible basement, blocked off entrance to this church. And the more that you're looking, the more that you can see sort of remnants of a shift of some kind. There are some areas that are like very well preserved as like fictions of the past, like the panels, the glass panels on the walls. But then there are other moments of things that have been obviously tampered with over in the past like 10 years. Like how you saw cement filling an area, you see cement covering almost this trapdoor area looking like that used to be from like where you can think of where you were outside. It looks like there used to be a trapdoor that goes down farther, but it's since been filled in thanks to the Bonafets, you know. Ooh.
Ah, those bitches.
Yeah. But other than that, you don't find anything else of note in the church. And as you finish up, around the same time, Otto and Maverick come back to the church.
I should have checked the bell. Should have checked the balcony. Oop.
You tried to. Couldn't. If you want to try again, go for it.
Sure.
Roll another d6. If you get a 3, roll again.
I got 2.
Got 2. You find 4 gold pieces.
Oh.
Wrong, you're not poor anymore, went the wrong way. We're trying to find stuff. But you
Hey,
found
but there's
that.
no one to book.
God damn it.
You got money, not the lore implication.
I want gold.
You sound
I want more.
You sound so sad. Don't worry, there's still time.
The next session starts. So I want to try that balcony again. I find more gold. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, as you all get back, are you deciding to hunker down here? It's been at least 24 hours since you last slept. And we're not doing exhaustion, but still.
I think we're easy.
Maverick's just like kind of already laying down, like on the floor, curled up.
I don't know why. I like to imagine I was just like looking at Virtue puzzled, and it's just like, why are you out of your disguised self?
Hmm?
Why are you out of your disguised self? I thought you didn't. Why are you out of your
Virtue, like,
disguised
has
self?
to look at themselves for a second. I'm not.
No, you are.
I'm not.
I
Also, I will not be gaslit.
I'm not gaslighting you. I feel like you're
I am
gaslighting
looking
me.
at myself.
Maverick, she's no longer in disguised self, correct? I'm not going insane, right?
Maverick like looks at you like you're crazy.
You see Creed and Lilith step out from the back room, and Lilith sort of flies over to you and goes, "Whoa, you look like you're having an episode."
Because
In the
I'm seeing
eyes.
Virtue. Wait, what?
I didn't want to be the one to say it.
In the eyes. When you went outside, did you take anything? Take something from someone? Get drugged?
No, I took a blessing, but my first blessing, I think, I don't remember what my first blessing was. I was really told, and then I paid for the other one, and I don't think I got anything.
Well, you
But-
got something, all right.
I feel like I'm going insane because it looks like Virtue is no longer in disguise self, but these two are telling me otherwise. What is happening?
You see Creed sort of packing his stuff together into a small bag, and as he's walking towards you, away from you towards the door, says, "True sight is a blessing and a curse, is it not?" Muttering to himself, but also to you as he passes, and he turns around saying, "I need to head out, but please make yourselves at home. Again, what's mine is yours. Just don't break anything. The spirits
course.
will be angry, more than they already are."
I don't need
That's fair.
to be mad.
Be safe and have a nice travel.
Thank you. Same to you all as well. I feel something a-brewing, and I'm not excited for you to have to deal with it, but it's not my story, he says as he takes his leave out the door.
Why? Why does it always have to be us?
We're the main characters.
Be the main character.
Anyways,
Well, I got some sad news for you, Virtue.
I got some real sad news. Well, I don't feel tired, and I don't think I want to sleep right now. So,
I'll fix that. It hits you across the head. No.
but I think I'm gonna take a let's take a walk by myself to collect my thoughts for a bit. Y'all can rest.
Do you
for a
want to
bit.
get kidnapped?
I'm not gonna go as myself. I have disguised self as well.
You still want to get kidnapped?
Who's gonna kidnap a random grown ass adult?
Do you realize where you are?
Do you know where you are?
Often are people getting kidnapped here? Hold up, like really quick, out of character. Like how many like news? Not even news. How many times do people come out and be like, "Oh my god, said family member is like kidnapped," or like start like having problems?
Kidnapped, died.
You don't know? You don't know?
Death I could understand, but Otto isn't that defenseless. Like Otto can take care of themselves. Like yes, Otto is not the strongest nor the buffest, but like
You could always
Otto-
take laps around the church. Whenever I get bored, I try and go as fast as I can to hit every room.
Are these floors made out of wood, Claire?
Yes.
That sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
Why don't you turn into a rat or something and walk around? You will be a lot less likely to have any attention towards you.
And next thing you know, I come running back as like an injured fucking cat, being like, "You lied! You lied to me!"
Well, I can't help if a cat goes after you.
I'll probably, I don't know, turn into like a stray cat. I think those are the most agile and less likely to get attacked, unless they're
That's
stray
not good.
dogs. No, I haven't seen any dogs. We should be fine. But I'll probably do that. Turn into a
Be
stray cat
a
and leave.
mosquito.
You're
And just
heading
start.
out.
Yep, just walk in the town as a stray cat. Do
I've
I have
never-
true? Claire?
Hmm?
Do I have true sight as the cat, or is it just whenever I'm normal me?
It's just you as you.
Okay. I'm assuming that the time doesn't pause then.
No, does not.
I figured. Alright, well, I'll be walking around the town, keeping my eyes and ears out. Nothing in particular, just if something catches my attention, I'll take a look.
Okie dokie. Maverick, I assume I know what you're doing.
Sleeping.
Virtue? Here, do you want me to give you something to do, little baby? Little buddy? Yeah, my treat.
What?
You're sitting, watching Maverick's lifeless body as they immediately collapse onto the ground and fall asleep. And Otto's gone. And you see Lilith sort of nervously fiddling with her hands as she floats over to you. So she's gonna say something, but then doesn't quite say it, but she eventually musters up the courage, saying, "Can I tell you something, Virtue? We're friends, right?"
Yeah, of course.
When you were in there with both of us, I don't know if you can tell or not. I don't know how great you are at being able to pick out people's lies, but Creed was not telling the whole truth about something. She says, kind of embarrassed that she has to.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting massive deja vu. Did this exact thing not happen before?
No. I thought I know.
Oh. Holy, okay. Whoa, that's deja vu. Okay. I had a feeling it was already not the truth. I know he tries to protect me in ways.
Yeah, well, I guess this is me protecting you the best way that I can in this form of mine. Arena isn't the name of a graveyard.
Just a second.
And we wait. I don't have to build the suspense myself.
I'm just trying to figure out a pattern for one of my cubes that I'm trying to make.
All right.
Yeah.
All right then. What is it?
It's the name of a girl. She went missing 52-ish years ago. And that's where we'll end the session.
Fun times, fun times. We love that.